Short and sweet. Evening all. New intro. Thanks to Stu Zheader for that new intro. So, yeah, 33-second intro. You haven't got to sit around for 2 minutes tonight waiting for me to start. So the intro is pretty darn good now. Been working on different bits and pieces this week. If you haven't seen it, I've just finished watching it. Rhythmic on the booster. So we're going to get Rhythmic on the show tonight with a bit of luck with his lightsaber. And find out how good that booster was to ride. I've just commented. I like the old boosters. I haven't seen the new one. Looks a bit plasticky, too plasticky. I saw it at the bike show. I prefer the old original boosters on that. But welcome along if you have just joined us. So a quick evening to everybody. Paul Keating, Ayrshire Vlogstar, Simon Brackett, White Rock Rider, German Jobbies. Who else is in the room? We've got Andy GSA Tractor. Rhythmic is here, Crazy Legs is here, and Crumbly. So welcome along, everybody, to the Friday Night Live, the pre-Christmas edition. So only a few more Friday nights until we obviously go into the Christmas weekend, which is all good for everybody. And just a couple of quick things. Obviously, Andy's popped in and I saw him in the week. He was after his road mount, so we got him a road mount, so he borrowed my one. Did have a look at that BMW again. It just gets better and better every time. And as usual, this Sunday is the run up to the Super Sausage. So I know there's a few that aren't going, but we are having a run up to Super Sausage. And we're meeting up at a slightly different place this week. So don't turn up at the garage, because we will not be at the garage this Sunday for the Super Sausage meet. We are meeting at the Shell McDonald's at the bottom of the A5. So if you happen to be there, we're meeting at McDonald's Shell Garage at 9:15. So if you want to come and tag in on the ride, top end of Milton Keynes, just at the bottom of the Brick Hill roundabout, we call it, which is, I think they call it the Kelly's Kitchen roundabout. But we're meeting there for 9:15 this coming Sunday, if anybody fancies coming out for a ride. And we can obviously grab your McDonald's before you go down there, because normally Super Sausage not open in the outside, so you have to queue for food on the inside. So evening to BBB, good to see you. Welcome along. I have posted the StreamYard link a little earlier. I will post it one more time if anybody wants to come and join us on the StreamYard link tonight. Lots and lots of things that I want to cover. And as usual, if you haven't got your brews, bring your brew. We are on the Shiraz tonight. So 2 bottles for 11 quid. I've got a bottle of Shiraz, bottle of Merlot. And we shall see how we get on with a couple of those before the end of the evening. Simon just said, oh, God, your sat-nav will send you out. I don't actually have the sat-nav on the bike at the moment, so tend to not use it if we're doing Super Sausage. We are going to be doing, obviously, in the new year, it's a bit pointless doing it in the winter months, but obviously in the new year, we are going to be going a little bit further afield and having an hour's run, meet up at a cafe, and then obviously an hour's ride, so we can get a little bit of a longer ride in. Should probably get Andy and Simon all organised on that, so let Andy take the lead because he's got the decent sat-nav. But if you obviously want to come out and join in the runs, you are very, very welcome to do so. Going to get the first guest. The Super Bacon. Yeah, might even be a little bit of Super Bacon. We're going to get our first guest on the show. Now, this guy, there's a lot of the people in the room that actually follow this guy. And he does some really, really good material. So if you haven't subbed his channel, I'm going to bring it up while he's introducing himself. But welcome along to the Friday night live stream. We have Crazy Legs on a bike. Evening, buddy. How you doing? Can you hear me? He's looking at the screen. I can see you, but we can't hear you. Check your mic settings. Just have a quick look at your mic settings and make sure you mute your YouTube channel. No. Turn it on. There we go.
How's that?
I can hear. Yeah, that's better. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a delay on the microphone actually.
There probably might be, yeah, but we can work with delays. If you know some of these boys, they're as slow as buggery out there. Definitely some delay there. Right. But while we're doing that, tell us about your channel, Crazy.
So I've been running the channel for about yeah.
You still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, tell us about your channel.
Yeah, sorry. I've been running the channel for about 3 years. I am, yeah. I've yeah, there's a delay. There's a delay here.
Yeah, you need to switch off your YouTube and stay on the StreamYard. That's the main thing to do. He's disappeared. Right. Anyway, so that's his channel up in the side chat, guys. I think he's going to go and have a reboot and come back. If you want to come and jump in, you're very welcome to do so. Just say hi to Crazy Dad Biker. Howie's in the room as well. Evening, Howie. And Paul's here, yeah, as well. So, yeah, need to switch off your YouTube. That's his channel. Go and sub his channel. Does some really good content out there. So, things like the Biker Brotherhood, Decay and Harley Time, Trip Through the Dales, loads and loads of bike reviews. He's got, 1,600 subs on his channel. So if you want to go and jump on his channel, you're very, very welcome to do so. Simon Brackett, your stickers are on the bike and in the shed. There we go. Andy Jess, we'll post pic tomorrow. Sorry for the delay. Brilliant. Another new couple on the couple of people here. And we got the Smifters on 2 wheels. So yeah, evening to you guys as well. Hi to Howie. Yeah, doing good, mate. Doing good, good. And obviously Andy's hanging around in the back of the room somewhere. Already subbed. Yeah, he's always a good watch. I've been subbed to him for absolutely ages. So I think he's friends with Saddlebags, I believe. So they're all from around that area. Now, if you happen to be on our Motovloggers WhatsApp group or the ride group, there's a lot of banter flying around, and obviously someone's wound Simon up by doing Santa Claus with an electric bicycle. I did share it up on my Instagram earlier, and it's up on the Facebook, but do not ever mention electric motorcycles to Simon, because don't go down very well. Right, we've got Crazy back. Let's see if we can get him back in the room. We can blame Paul Keaton for that. Welcome back, buddy. How's it now? He's got a bit of a delay there.
Yeah, I think it's all right. I think it's can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah, all good.
Right. All right. Yeah, there's
tell us about your channel anyway.
Yes, so I've been running the channel for about 3 years, and it's just no, it's not doing it.
No.
Yeah, it's not doing it. I don't know what's going off here.
We can hear you. We can hear you fine here.
Let me just.
No, it's disappeared again. Oh, bless him. It was modern technology for everybody. Now, the thing you need for, if you are doing stream, you can do it on your phone. We've got the link there in the side chat. Gremlins afoot, said Crumbly. Yeah, the gremlins are out there. Very, very easy to do. All you need is one of these, web camera, one of these things here. Get yourself a web camera. You need yourself a decent microphone, or get yourself some earbuds. Even use your mobile phone earbuds with the little microphone on your little headset. You can plug into your mobile phone. You can even do it off a phone. Very, very easy. What you do need to do is make sure that your YouTube is muted, because if your YouTube isn't, then you end up with something like this. What you do need. So you will get a shed load of a background echo. So yeah, make sure that obviously if you are watching on YouTube and you're running the StreamYard, that you've got your YouTube muted. Just hit the speaker button, turn that all off, and you get yourself a decent microphone. One of these works well, but obviously make sure that your computer doesn't sound like Henry Hoover, and BBB knows all about that. This thing's actually going off hopefully in the next week or so to have a little bit of a service, get it all cleaned up and get the fans all cleaned out on it, because it does do a lot of work. Matt's in the room. Evening, MT. Good to see you, buddy. Hope Christmas is good for you and the family. And I believe I'll let Matt tell everybody about that. But his daughter had a little bit of a present from Lex Moto. So well done to Kira. She really, really, really good there. Moist just said I could hear both of you. Exactly. Yeah, we'll get him back. But talking of people from around that area, yet another one. Now, this guy rides some really good bikes. He plays guitar. He's got a beard. So welcome to the Beard Club. It's Howie702.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, all right.
Yeah, good. Oh, look at that. Matching beards. We've got the bit of grey at the bottom.
Pretty good. I need to get this a bit shorter, and then I'd be.
I don't have a choice, mate, because mine.
I need to write. I thought I'd just jump in while Jay was just sorting himself out. I saw him practicing earlier on today, so I thought something must be afoot, and he was going to come along. I've got a new. I wanted to just come in just to say hello and just let you know I'm still alive.
Yeah, we haven't seen you for absolutely ages, so good to see you.
I'm shy. I'm just usually shy. So it is.
You're doing all right. So Smith is on two wheels. How's it going, Moisty? I don't know what they're on about, but obviously someone in the room is known as Moisty. Do you get a free Henry for free? Someone's asked. Henry Hoover for free. It's a Santa Claus Live Club, baby. I said, just join us. Yeah, get yourself in the room. And talking of the amazing people that come and join us on a Friday night, it's the man himself, Mr. Hells on Two Wheels. I'm going to get the StreamYard link up before it gets too busy in here. So let me copy that up. Push this one up to here and paste that up. So yeah, StreamYard link is up. If anybody wants to come and join in, if you haven't seen Hells's bits and pieces that he's been doing on his YouTube channel, he's really up in the game and he just keeps pushing that bar higher and higher and higher every time he puts a video up. But you know, if you haven't checked out Hells on Two Wheels channel, go and check his channel out, because he just keeps setting the standard higher and higher and higher, and everybody else is trying to achieve it. But each time someone else sort of catches up to him, he just pushes that bar up again. And it's like, come and catch me if you can. So well done, Hells. Yeah, doing really, really good job. White Rock Rider, thanks. All good. Thanks, Crumbly. German's just said, hi, Hells. Looks like Grizzly Adams.
Which one, me or him?
Believe it or not, the wife does not like this beard. She hates it. But she keeps saying to me, she went, when's it going? Possibly Christmas, but it's great when you're riding through the winter, because it just keeps your chin from not chapping. If you've got a smooth chin and you're riding in this weather, you either need like a neck bandana or you need to have a beard.
I got a Santa gig coming up, so that's why I've grown mine up.
Yeah, tires are harmed in my video. Yeah, I saw that one. Jesus Christ! Leave the rubber on the road, why don't you? That was a really good one. He's saying hi to a German jobbers. Now, a couple of things, Howie. Did you go to the bike show?
No, I didn't. I haven't been since 2016. I don't know. I just got tired of them. I found them.
We did it this year, and it was, to say it was a bit lackluster and very, very disappointing. £27 a ticket to get in.
That is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, £4.50 for a cup of tea or a drink. There was four of us, and I paid for 4 bacon rolls, and it come to 30 quid. £7.50 for a roll with 2 slices of bacon, and you don't even get any sauce, and they didn't even butter the rolls. It was just...
last time I was up there, I was chatting with Paul Sample, you know, the guy that does Ogre, and he was saying, he said that there's the problem is with the NEC. So used to be years ago, you used to be able to sell stuff and get stuff cheap on a Sunday, and I was talking to him on the Sunday. I said, you know, you don't get the bargains anymore. He said the reason they did that is the NEC now charge for footage. He says, for me to have this small little marquee area, he says, I've got 10 by 10. He says, I'm paying about $6,000 for this. He said, but if you wanted to sell stuff, they triple the price. So the guys that are doing like the helmets and stuff like that, it's just not financially viable for them, because the sort of like area rent that they're paying for the week that it's on just wasn't working out for them. And he said that's why he said this is why you're finding less and less people coming to the bike show, which is a shame, really. It really is. I just stopped going because it wasn't as big as it used to be. I think Jay came in there and popped off again.
Jay did pop in, disappeared again. He's got the gremlins on the go. We'll get him in. We'll get him back in the room before the.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw him practicing earlier on today. I thought I just missed him, and I got one of those notifications that Jay was live, and I thought I just got the tail end of it, and I thought, yeah, I know what he's doing. He's going to be going on with Red Bomb tonight. He'll be sneaking one in there.
He's back. Let's see how
he's sneaking in there, you mate.
It's working. It's working.
You're fine. Don't touch anything. Just keep it like that and talk, Jay. That's all you need to do now.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah, it's not syncing with what. It's do you know, that's one of my downfalls. I talk too much.
Oh, don't worry, you won't get a chance here because old Rev Bombs it. So
Evening, Mark.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. So, what you need to do, Jay, is just mute your YouTube and listen to the audio from your StreamYard. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll get used to it. It'll be all right. It's like driving a bike for the first time, with the clutch and the gears and.
How you been keeping, Mark? All good?
Taking a wee break there for 4 weeks. I had 2 weeks helping the wife celebrate her birthday. We went away up to Dalovich, up near Oban. Hired a kind of schoolhouse, so there was 8 years went for that. And then came back and kind of enjoyed the freedom of not doing nothing. So I never done nothing for another 2 weeks, but I launched the first Sky video tonight. So that's me back, as they say.
Oh, well, welcome back. Welcome back. How are you getting on with that bike?
Oh, what, the Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. The Sky trip really made a difference versus the FZ1N when I went down to the Wildbad. So came back, I was absolutely fine. Lockwood, his navigation, it's a full 12-hour ride to get somewhere. You can get there in 3 hours. So it was a good weekend, plenty of miles put in, and absolutely no issue with it at all. Loved it.
Brilliant. So everyone's going to be on adventure bikes next year then.
Well, I just came back up to the computer and I heard Howie talking about the bikes. I think it was the bike show. I think it was all about adventure bikes. There was very little sports bikes there. So it's like everything else. In 2 years' time, the sports bikes, or next year or whatever, sports bikes will be back with a vengeance. You can guarantee it.
And talking of the man, here he is. He's all the way from the States. It's Mr. Hills on Two Wheels. How you doing, buddy?
What's up? Just figured I'd stop by and we talk some motorcycle shit. Good time.
Excellent. How's your bikes doing?
Well, the motor should be done by next weekend. I might have a little teaser trailer when that happens.
Hey. I'm liking that hat.
That's my conversation starter when I go out.
Wicked. Yeah, we were just saying the bike show. We had a bike show over here in the UK in Birmingham. So you had all the big brands there. None of the big like Oxford products. Massive company that does all the accessories. No Oxford. None of the big helmet manufacturers. They had people selling helmets, but none of the big like Shoei, Arai. None of the big companies. Senna didn't turn up. Cardo had a tiny stand. But the Harley stand, Jesus Christ, Harley really swamped it with bikes this year. Pushing loads of content out. And obviously Triumph, BMW. Honda wasn't that bad, but one of the biggest stands was probably the Harley and the CCM stand.
Well, yeah, Harley does that, but they're pushing the people that, I don't know. That's a rabbit hole of a conversation right now. But I mean, they're shutting down dealerships over here. They're shutting down part of the headquarters. They're losing money.
Hmm.
Everybody keeps telling them, "Hey, you are marketing not to the people that's keeping your company alive. You're trying to get more people into it, but it's costing you a lot of money to do it. Why aren't you building towards your customer base that spends the money?" I don't know.
Very true.
I do hooligan shit, so they're not going to talk to me.
So where are you still down in Florida at the moment?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Brilliant. So you've got the good weather at the moment then?
Yeah, it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And
Jesus. We're about, Fahrenheit wise, I think we're in the 40s down here. It was 7 degrees today. It was freezing and raining, and it was bitter.
no, it's a beautiful day.
Just to make us all jealous.
I mean, I put out some trailers and stuff, and I still got so much. I got content left from Oktoberfest. I got content last week, but I put a little bit up last week, and like 70, just sweat.
Your mic's crackling a bit.
I don't have a mic.
The mic. You're cracking up a bit there.
Hang on, let me get professional here. Yeah, so
that's better.
Oh, hang on, that doesn't work. No, I don't know. If you can tell, I've decided just to go back to what I used to do before I put the cameras on. We're just putting the cameras on now, and that's hooligan shit, burnouts, racing, running from the cops, getting on national television. There's a TV show over here called Live PD where they follow cops around live and do all that. We made it on Live PD last weekend. So it's more like, "Hi, Mom. Yep, cops got me again."
Was it Paul? Looks like Hell's has got crazy legs internet connection. Yeah, blame it on the internet. Blame it on the internet. Yeah, 4 degrees. Yeah, 4 degrees C. So, who left north? So StreamYard link is up one more time. If anybody wants to come and jump on the StreamYard, come and join the boys. I know Zed's not in tonight because Zed is off to, I think, is it Largs tomorrow with Grems or something. So he said he's out. I know Andy might pop in. I don't know what Simon's up to tonight. We're still waiting for Mr. Paul Keating to get his backside into the room. Come and join the older generation. Jay's actually got his link working now, so it's all good. Can he actually hear us now?
Nope.
He's still on that delay.
Hello.
What? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear. Yeah, we can hear you.
I've turned this mic off. I think that might have been the issue.
There we go. And talking of the man himself, Mr. PC Plod, it's the mad old biker. Evening, Paul.
Hello.
How you doing?
Not bad. How's everyone going? All right.
Yeah, we are all good here. Yeah. Just sitting here chatting bikes and the occasional glass of vino, as they say.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think I might open this bottle of lovely Malbec I've got here.
Oh, you got Malbec? I couldn't get any tonight. I had to settle for Shiraz.
No, I like the old Malbec. It's quite good. I think this is an Aldi job. The ex-wife bought it.
Howie's cracking up now as well.
Is that working now?
It works now, yeah.
Yeah. Try Jam Shed for a really nice Shiraz. That's really absolutely pucker stuff. According to all my levels, I'm working.
Oh, Els has just disappeared. Bad connection, I think.
I'll blame Hells's internet connection. That's what's making me cut out.
I think it's just the weather tonight, because it's bloody awful tonight. We were trying to do stuff in the garage because obviously all of our stuff is all online. All of our database is all online. All our diagnostic stuff is all online. We logged in. We use either Autel or Hella Gutman. Hella Gutman is the main one that we tend to use. But even trying to log into Hella tonight, it was taking ages just to get repair times or oil quantities or torque settings for bolts, and it was like, Jesus Christ. And we've got some bloody dire bike. I think this week is the week for everyone having their scooter or bike stolen and then bringing it to us. So we've I think 3 or 4 this week that have come to us, and the last one we had my favourite bike, the Lexmoto Titan. Paul knows what they're like. The local ethnic clan that have caravans, shall we say, found this guy's scooter, targeted it, pulled the front panel off, and decided to unplug every block out the front of the bike to try and start the engine. All you need to do is cut where the ignition coil is and cut where the ignition lock is, put the 2 wires together, and the bike runs.
That's it, Rev. You tell Lefty how to do it.
Yeah. Give this a trade secret away. That's it. I'm off getting myself a Lexmoto.
Well, anybody, if you remember the old Vauxhall Novas, you'll know that all you had was 2 wires to the ignition switch. You yanked the 2 wires out, joined them together, you had the ignition, and all you had to do was break the steering wheel.
Do you know that every Yamaha FS1E shared the same ignition key?
I know. You could go off with loads of them. It's like, yeah, that works, yeah.
Which was handy because at school, because a lot of us used to ride them to school. If you ever lost your key, at least someone could start your bike up for you.
The thing was, I didn't have an FS1E. I had a Pooch Maxi, so I could pedal it home.
Maxi. Now I remember years ago, Argos used to sell them.
Yeah. You could buy them. I think they were £460 when they come out.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they've become a
bike with a 50cc engine on. But have you seen how much they are these days? They're $8,500.
How much?
Yeah.
8.5.
$8,500. A decent Pooch Maxi is $8,500. If you're going for a fizzy, a good collector's edition fizzy, 16.5 to 20 grand.
We were leaving them in ditches after we finished them. With them when we turned 16 to go and buy 250. You know.
There was one the other day, if you remember, because Suzuki brought out the X7, which was a 250. Yeah. They did an X.
100 mile an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. They did the X1, and that was the 50cc version. Now, one of those, someone found one in a barn the other day, and I think it's just finished selling on eBay, and it went for 22.5 grand.
What?
Yeah. It got 7 miles on the clock, still in the storage crate. Yeah. So they obviously
were popular bike then.
Oh, yeah. Didn't get used that much because they did I think 42 or 43 mile an hour because the reed valve in it was all restricted. Yeah. And everyone was like, how'd you get it to go faster? Take the reed valve out and pry the bugger open.
I'll tell you where I was the other day, Rev. You must know Rob down at Motorcycle Barn, just not the from you. I popped in there because he had a couple of motorbikes that I wanted to have a look at. One of them obviously was the GTR, but he had a BMW. I think it was the K1600. And that was a nice piece of machinery. But I'll tell you what, he's got a collection of other things there. He's got the old Dukes of Hazzard Dodge Charger. He's got some old Ford F-150 truck. He's got quite a pension going on there. What a collection of bikes and cars he's got. It's appointment only. I mean...
I was having a look at the... because you sent me the link for that BMW, and I'm like, oh...
Yeah, that's a triple black. That's for sale.
That's the one I'm after. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got to be honest. He's saying he wants around about 17.5 for it, but I reckon he'd actually sell it for 16 because I don't think it'll actually go that quickly.
But well, if it's still there by April, then definitely
it could well be. I took it for a little ride around the car park, and it's got every conceivable extra on it. It's like It's like Darth Vader's bathroom on wheels.
Who's got an echo?
Who's got an echo?
Echo.
Hello. Yeah, it's probably Jay trying something out.
Yeah, it's probably me.
Anyway, Jay, you were telling us about your channel before it all went Pete on.
Do you know what? It's probably not going to be a stable connection. I'm actually been relegated to the garage now, so I'm actually using 4G off my phone.
It works.
Yeah, it just keeps wanting to cut out though for some reason. But all I could hear was what I hadn't done is I left YouTube open and StreamYard, so I was getting both coming through at the same time.
That's where your delay is. Yeah, you have to listen in the StreamYard.
Yeah, that's what I'm on now. So I've got rid of YouTube. I'm on the StreamYard now.
Yeah,
but
it works.
It sounds like you can hear me now anyway. So no more dramas. Hopefully.
You're perfect, mate. You're perfect.
Yeah.
Running fine.
I've stopped using this mic as well because that was giving a bit of feedback. So I'm just using the laptop now.
Well, it's doing the job, and it sounds better than mine. Mine sounds like a Henry the Hoover when it gets going, when I've got a load of people on it. So it needs a clean.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be actually on. So thanks for having me on. It's
that's all right, no problem.
You'll not be saying that later.
We have the disclaimer up at the bottom already. We start with likes, and then if it's anything like it went last week, it went very, very, very downhill quickly. Once me and the boys start drinking. So yeah, I think we got into the mix of how to make love to a chicken.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? As long as you do it right.
Exactly.
To be fair, I think the banner was there primarily for Simon because I don't think Simon often waited until the 9 o'clock watershed before he started letting loose.
Helson's just said, does anybody ride motorcycles in here? I think we all do.
We're contentious.
But you don't ride them. They ride you, yeah.
Now the question is there anyone in here that actually rides motorcycles all year round? I think most of us do.
Yeah, definitely. I literally because I WhatsApp. I tend to chat to the missus via WhatsApp, and she messaged me and said, "Oh, are you on the way home? What do you want for tea?" And I went, "First thing I want is my dressing gown at the front door because as soon as I get through that front door, my clothes are coming off." And she, I went, "No, I am soaked to the skin, covered in grease, covered in water, covered in oil, and my clothes went straight in the washing machine."
And your furry tartan slippers. Don't forget the
furry tartan slippers on. Yeah. Well, I was gonna do the live stream in my dressing gown, but I thought no, I'll stick my Lockwood top on. Got to have a little bit of Lockwood love there,
Oh, here we go.
I think to be fair, I mean, I don't think I could go longer than about 3 or 4. I think 3 or 4 days is the longest I've gone without getting on my bike. I start getting a little bit jittery if I can't get on the bike.
Same. Quick one from Helvis is, what's your opinion on burnouts and stunt riding? I love burnouts and stunt riding. What's the highest speed anyone has done on a motorcycle? Paul?
I've actually taken my Triumph Trophy up to 122.
Not bad.
There was a bit more on it, but I thought I'm not enough for this. And it was on a stretch of road where it was all sectioned off. It was before the roadworks, and I knew that stretch of road really well. And I had someone down each end just to check. But yeah, I got 122 out of it. Andy, you're a bloody liar.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the memorial run on my channel, I'm sitting at 71. Andy goes past me at 72, followed by Simon. And then I do a walk run. What gives the game away on one of my videos is I look across at Simon because he's sitting on the bike giggling, and he looks across at me and goes, and I'm like, and someone said, "Oh, we know how fast you went." No, he was saying coffee's £1.50. Yeah, we have had the bikes up to a good speed, 72 mile an hour if you have to be watching, if you're a member of the constabulary. 72, yeah, 72 mile an hour. BBB 70 down here with a swift wind behind her because she's got a 125, but that bike goes well. The best one for answering 2 up is Andy, 73.
Andy forgets that we can go through his little onboard computer and go through the old telemetrics.
Don't tell him that.
He knows. He's the one that showed me.
QTube 155 on the Isle of Man, yeah. 70 downhill with the wind behind me, says Matt. Can't beat him riding in the winter, yeah. Oh, where's he? Oh, Jay's back. Here we go. Got Jay back again.
I think it's going to be like this all night now, to be fair.
What's 240 in miles an hour? Who's quick with their maths? Because I'm shit.
I'm quite slow. The highest I've been is 132. So I'm slow.
What's that on?
People.
What's that on, though, Mark?
Eh?
What bike was that on, mate?
It was on a S-Rad 750.
Oh, an S-Rad, the original Widowmaker. Nice.
Yeah.
I could have done a lot more, but no for me. No.
155. Oh, right, okay, it's quite respectable. What's that on, German?
I think German was. We did 165, 2 up on a ZX9R. That's quite respectable for a 9R. 240 kph is about 155. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to say, me and Simon together, 156.
That's nice.
Yeah, but that's on the GTRs. But them GTRs will keep pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. You're not going to outrun one of those things. They're like a tank. But Andy's one, his GSA managed to keep up with me and even surpass what I've got because he's got more torque and horsepower on his back end than I have. Don't forget, I've got a lot of weight on mine. Andy's bike is a lot lighter. And obviously, he's got more torque on the BMW. How was it said? What's the longest distance anyone has rode in 24 hours?
Oh, yes. 500 miles.
Nah,
that's done 857.
350 or something for me, and it's not been long.
Texas to Memphis. That's a hell of a ride.
German Jobby 660 in 13 hours. That's not bad.
Yeah, and how much did you pay in tolls?
Yeah. Matt's just said 250 kilometres is 150 mile an hour, which ain't bad. White Rock 350 in 6 hours, and Andy's got weight on the back. It's called the wife.
Yeah, but is she on the seat or is she being dragged by a rope on the back?
I think the furthest we did recently was the Pulborough run, so that was down to Pulborough in Surrey all the way back. That was I think around about 150 160 mile round trip, which weren't bad.
Well, I'm supposed to be going down to Brighton on Sunday, but I'm not too sure if everyone's going. So I may turn up on your Wonder Bacon run. We're going to call it the Wonder Bacon now. The Wonder Bacon run.
Well, if you're up there Sunday, I'll get you a bacon roll, mate.
Yeah. What time is everyone getting there, though? I mean,
we're meeting at because I'm going to do a different meet up tonight, so I'm going to pick up with Phil. We're going to meet at the local McDonald's and Shell at the bottom of Brick Hill. So on the A5.
Oh, what, the one before you go into Leighton Buzzard?
Yeah.
Well, where we met before the motorcycle.
Oh no, the next one up. So if you're coming to Super Sausage,
yeah,
from in that direction, you're coming over the Leighton Road and you come down onto the dual carriageway.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry, I know
you've got
you
the big Shell. You've got the Shell, the farm shop, and the McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's literally at the bottom of my village.
Excellent. Okay.
Hills has done 1,400 miles while riding 2 up. Jesus Christ, that's going to kill the legs.
I couldn't do it.
How many people does it take to push start rev? It don't now because I got a new battery on the bike.
How much was the old battery then?
The old battery was knackered. You don't even want to know what the price of a GTR
I
battery
do
is.
actually, because if I'm going to get one, I need to know what I'm looking at in terms of running costs. So come on, how much is a battery?
If you want it trade, I can get it to you for 46 quid.
Oh, that's quite good.
Yeah, retail it's 72.
Ouch. Is that a gel battery or standard?
It's a gel, yeah. I could have had the lead acid, but I went full gel on it.
Mm.
And it's a JTM, so it's knocked out by Larson's from Corby, so they're a big bike company. But JTM batteries are pretty darn good. It's got 2-year warranty on it, so I ain't arguing about that.
Just don't get it fitted by Halfords, though.
Yeah, just make sure you keep the bike optimised.
Oh, well, that's just it. You see, that's the other reason why I have to ride mine every few days, because mine's outside. I can't connect it to an optimizer. So if I don't ride it for about maybe a week and a half, it will die, but I've got a booster pack. But
there we go. BBB, I'm meeting the girls at the Leighton Mackies at 9:10 and heading up. Brilliant. So if you're doing Leighton Mackies, you'll probably catch up by the time you get to the Mackies at Brickhill. Me and Phil will be just about getting ready to ride. So yeah, pop in past the Shell and hook up, and we can all ride down together then. 2 set of Q tubes. You said 272 miles in about 12 hours. Switzerland to Lake Garda. Nice route. Lake Garda's a nice run actually.
If anyone's waiting for Noddy to turn up, there's sour disappointment. Noddy's running a bath, everybody.
Believe it or not, we've actually got the Christmas decks up in the garage now, and it's like, Jesus Christ, I hate Christmas.
So do I. Bar humbug. It's for the kids.
Well, Phil did say that he was going to probably pop in on the show tonight, so that's gonna. As soon as Phil comes in, behave yourselves. Not. Immense. Paul, get an Oxford solarizer. Oh yeah.
What's the okay.
A solar panel with an optimizer built in. Yeah, solarizer. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Where do I get one of them then?
Oxford products.
I've never seen one. Okay, all right. I've never even heard of it.
Let me just Google it. See if I can find Oxford.
I've got to change out the plug lead for my optimizer, though, I suppose. Or does it come with the leads that go from the battery? Then I'm wondering. It must do, mustn't it?
It literally. Oh, there we go. Bloody hell, that's cheap as chips, mate. Oh, you can buy it. You can buy it in Halfords.
Really?
I wouldn't trust anything from Halfords, mate. No, really wouldn't.
They're all right. I mean, I get my oil from them and my cleaning stuff, and that's about it. I'm not going to get anything too technical from Halfords. It's only a basic.
There we go. I'll put a link up. It's advertised by Infinity Motorcycles, but you can obviously buy it direct from Oxford. There we go. Links up. So, Oxford Solarizer is basically a solar panel with a couple of different connectors. So you've got optimizer cable on it. You've got a couple of crocodile clips so you can charge your battery that way. Perfect for making 12-volt batteries. Plugging it into your cigarette lighter, permanent battery connection leads or crocodile clips.
BBB, well done.
Trickle charges from 10 milliamps to 100 milliamps. So you can leave it outside or you can attach it to a window or a garage roof. LED light shows the battery will charge with available light. Nice bit of kit, that. Yeah.
So, would I connect that up if I'm just not using it for a long period of time? I mean, if it's longer than like 3 or 4 days, then I mean, I've never used one.
Yeah, you could just literally leave it connected up because it'll only put in what it needs to.
All right. Okay. Good shout.
Good shout, BBB. Well done. Well done.
Yeah. Is she taking commission for this? Maybe she should get an affiliate link and start selling them.
Or if you did you think they're 26 quid each. If you done 5 or 6 of those on your shed roof, and run them into a couple of 12-volt batteries in your shed. You can have power for ages, couldn't you? A couple of 12-volt car batteries and just have your lights and everything in there. You haven't got to worry about running mains leads then.
It's a good idea, actually. I've just done a shed in the back garden, so I might actually look at that. I've got a spare car battery, so it would charge up a normal car battery, wouldn't it?
German Jobbington said, does solar even work under a UK?
You might have a point there, German, yeah. With the lack of sun that we're getting at the moment, you've got about 6 hours worth of charging time. Yeah, good point, but anything's worth it. I haven't got enough cable to go from the house to where the bike's parked.
Yeah. Here we are. Easy to plug in. Little push fit plug. Pop it straight on after a ride. Grey Wolf used one long-term great bit of kit. Oh, here we go. If I see your son, you can see the cable on my bike. I'll just tuck it under my seat.
Well, I've got a cable already there. That would have been for another type of conditioner that was on the bike before I bought it, but I bought another charger with another cable, so I'd have to just change out the cables from the battery. That's not a major job, but yeah.
I tend to use because all my one is just a Lex Moto, and it's just the normal Lex Tech battery charger. I think they're about 25 quid. But that one comes with like the twin plug. You just slide one into the other, or you can put the other plug in. And you've got a couple of crocodile clips, so it's just as easy if you want to charge the battery off the bike.
The plug I've got, if you remember the old Tamiya electric radio controlled cars, it's just like that connector.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as the one that fits mine then. So it's the standard.
Oxford used to use those Tamiya ones, isn't it? Oxford
Well, it might be the same one then if I get this solarizer then.
Exactly, yeah. But you know,
again.
And Jay's disappeared again. Yeah, he'll be back.
You get the 4G.
It's definitely not on EE because they guarantee they can land a plane on theirs.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that just makes you wonder, doesn't it? But the missing, what was it, Flight 367 or something that went down over the Pacific?
Yeah, it was the first make of that commercial they were trying that when that went down.
Yeah, that was obviously on EE Internet then.
Yeah. That was on. That's on Talk.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on Talk. Jesus Christ.
No, we're not allowed to talk about other stuff other than bikes tonight because last week it went kind of political, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting out of this.
Exactly. Yeah. It might be a different connection. New wires to the back USB cable. Casing claim one. Might run. Keep silence. Me don't push. Poor old Simon's back was killing him after he pushed my bike, and it's like
he was wheezing like God knows what after pushing your bike. I was watching the video.
That's when you realise how heavy a GTR is
well,
when you actually
your bike for you the last time. And it wasn't a light bike to push.
Does everyone love the sausage in this stream? Well, there's only two of us that have done the sausage, so the two over this side have never been.
I've been past it.
Yeah, been past it. BBB loves a bit of sausage. Yeah, BBB always loves a bit of sausage.
BBB sounds like an interesting person.
Yeah.
If you saw the photo, Mark, that went up on the stream, I can't even remember who posted it, and it probably won't show up on my phone either. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's just see if this works. I've got to be very, very... Mind you, I've got the disclaimer up. Someone posted this, and they said, Jesus Christ, is this BBB? Excuse me, miss, your shoes are on back to front.
The pelvis is on back to front.
That's wrong. That's all kinds of wrong.
No, that's wrong.
That is just like too many kinds of wrong. But everyone's been having a go at me this week because I've had chicken videos. Everyone's like, Rev starting his bike. Even the one with the old boy in the daft truck. And everyone's seen the daft truck one where he's sitting there turning it over. is this Rev starting the GTR? And I'm like, yeah, it's great. It's banter. It's all banter, and we all sit and have a dig at each other every now and then. Gonna say hi to Stevie. Evening, Stevie. Military's in the room.
Stevie.
Yeah, BBB loves the sausage, or as Germans said, square size sausage. But yeah, evening, Stevie. Good to see you, mate. If you haven't seen, Jesus Christ, there's snow out in Canada at the moment, and Stevie goes off and builds a fire in the middle of the woods and cooks himself some food. Personally, I'd have gone down the local McDonald's. It's warmer. It's like
toasting his s'mores on the fireside.
Exactly. Jesus.
What do you mean by the smalls, Mark? What do you mean by your smalls?
S'mores, marshmallows.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all good, Stevie, mate. Yeah. StreamYard links up if anyone wants to jump in. I'm not going to be staying too long tonight because we've got a bloody long day tomorrow, and I'm 2 mechanics down tomorrow as well. So it's going to be definitely one of those days tomorrow. Yeah, he was doing a bacon butty. That was it. He was frying up his bacon butty on the pan, wasn't he?
Has he got his snow tyres fitted on his bike yet?
As if you're going to take a Harley out in that weather.
Yeah, why not?
Did anybody see the Facebook post of the guy that decided he wanted to try and get across what was it, a mud-filled swamp? It'll be boom.
Glug. Should have had a what do you call it, like you have on the Land Rover, the snorkel.
Oh yeah. Breather. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it definitely sunk up to the handlebars. Evening, Sarah. Everyone's been banging out some really good content this week, and considering that the weather's getting colder and we're not getting out and riding as much as we normally do, people are still knocking the content out as well. You know, German job is fulfill your entertainment duties, Rev. Stay on label. Simon won't be here. He's probably on the picket line, poor sod. You know, Simon's having a hard time of it at the moment because obviously being Royal Mail. I think it was 45 people in his branch are being made redundant, and now their head of PR or the head of the company has turned around and said anybody that goes on the picket line, if they have a day off for strike action, it's going to be deducted from their holiday entitlement.
Wow.
I don't understand how people can be made redundant from Royal Mail when I'm seeing every day job opportunities and job application things for the Royal Mail. So who are they making redundant?
Exactly. You know, they were saying 45 people. It's because they're obviously bringing in the overseas blood because they can pay them less money than someone that's been there for sort of 10, 20 years, isn't it?
Right. So didn't a well-known ferry company try that and then they got called out on it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Good point.
Yeah.
So maybe there'll be a bit of some repercussions on that.
Exactly. It's like, you know, say for instance, like Sky TV. Now we've been with Sky for however many years, and ours is £40 a month. Yeah, you can go and sign up to Sky for $17.99 a month now if you're a new subscriber.
New customers only.
Yeah. But then you go to Sky and you say to them, hang on, I'm paying 40 quid. Oh, it's new subscribers only, and it's an introductory offer for the first year.
Well, actually, no, what you do, you phone up the cancellations department. You might have to wait a little while, but you tell them that you're going to cancel, and then they put you on the new deal. So that's what you do for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to lose anyone else.
Yeah.
Well, I've also noticed over the last few weeks, there's so many more new streaming channels starting up now. Makes me wonder, you know, what's this ITVX and loads of others that are coming up now.
Yeah.
So it'll get to the point where no one will actually need Sky. You could just get an Amazon Fire Stick, get it rebugged, and you can have every channel going anyway. So
yeah, and then you have to pay a TV license either.
Well, you don't actually have to pay your TV license. Did you know that?
Don't you?
No.
I don't pay mine.
No, you don't. You don't have to pay for it. It's not an enforceable thing, but they try.
Yeah.
But if you actually say to them that if they can evidence that there's a contract where you've actually allowed them to put you on the subscription, then you won't get an answer because there is no subscription.
Yeah.
There's no lawful reason why you actually should be paying it, believe it or not.
But I didn't know. Well, in that case, I'm going to cancel it tomorrow.
Go on. He knows his stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just one more thing. It's just, I don't know. Has everyone heard of common law?
Yes.
You know what common law is?
Yeah.
Common law was established in this country before what you call maritime law. And we all abide by what's called maritime law when you come to other laws of the land that have been written since, like, the governments came into power around about the 16th century. But there is actually this facility where you can actually subscribe to the common law court, which allows you the facility of being able to step out of the system as we know it now. And it can be as extreme, with the proper advice, where you actually don't have to pay for things like normal tax, because then you have to read up on it. If anyone's interested, I'll send you the link. It's quite involved, but what we all do in our everyday lives is we pay bills and we pay taxes and we pay lots of things that technically we don't have to. It's the same as like parking fines and parking charge notices and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that don't know the difference between a parking charge notice and a parking fine. There are people that beautifully just pay all of them without thinking. But if you actually look at the fine print and actually look at the law and the legislation, there are ways of wriggling around certain fines and certain taxes.
Yeah, but can we still shoot a Welshman with a longbow on a Sunday from Herefordshire?
Only if you're wearing a grass skirt and have a banana up your butt.
No. I think you, if long as you practice your longbow, you can still shoot Welsh people from Herefordshire.
Well, that's all right. They're not in the World Cup anymore, Howie, so we don't have to.
Yeah, they're back home, so it can be a problem.
the good
Germany
thing
went out. Yes.
The good thing about living in
Sorry,
Scotland
German
is your parking and your car park fines and all the rest of it, you don't need to pay. You just don't enter into any form of contract with them, be notifying them, so you just don't pay it. And we also don't need to deal with bailiffs. In Scotland, there's no bailiffs.
Oh, in Scotland, you've got lots of different laws and stuff anyway, haven't you? It's
we're all moving to Scotland.
It's all governed by, it's the fiscal procurate or something it's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got a sheriff's avenue up there, or we got rid of
that.
It's
so
like
when you go to Aston, you stay over 2 hours and they send you a fine, depending who's running the park. You just ignore it. And also, if you've got any other kind of issues in terms of, like, yous down south would have a parking eye fine, and then a bailiff would take over, and then it would result in other charges and blah, 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 and then they come and chap your door. Nobody comes and chaps your door in Scotland. Not because we would probably pull out a gun and shoot them, but just because they can't. It can't be done. So we're no bailiffs, nothing like that. But it's pretty good.
Well, there was, what was it, Jim Davidson, who he did a live show, I think it was about 9 months ago, and he said he was going on about all this racial and political correctness, and he was so bloody clever how he did it. He said he's got a friend that's an Indian and a friend that's a Pakistani, and he said you can't say the word P-A-K-I, but you can say an Indian, and he said, do you prefer being called a P-A-K-I or a Pakistani? And he went, no, I'm called the short version. He went, I don't find it offensive. He said, what would be offensive? He said, if you called me an Indian. He said, because we're not. He said, oh. He said, but he said, there's too much racial hatred. And Jim come out and he said, that's quite a good point. He said, we should get us all together, the Scots, the English, the Welsh, the Irish, the Ukrainians, everybody that lives in this country. So you've got like your Romanians, your Lithuanians, your Sikhs, your Muslims, your Pakistanis. He said, let's all unite be one big mass of people, and let's just go overseas and kick the shit out of the French.
Well, actually, no, that's just the thing, though, isn't it? The problem we've got at the moment in this country is that it's not actually any of the minorities that take any offence. It's the people that take offence on behalf of them, and that
the woke.
The woke brigade all take offence on behalf. And I think this is what's getting out of hand now. It's got to the point now everyone has to be so careful with what they say and how they say it.
Yeah, Crumbly's just said it absolutely perfectly. Someone from Scotland is called a Scot. Someone from Australia is called an Aussie. But someone from Pakistan, you can't shorten that word.
No.
And everybody used to, you know, and Alf Garnett got pulled out over the rails for it. Do you remember Marigold and everything? Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Ireland and people call me a paddy. I don't take offence to that. I don't give a shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
The thing is, Mad's right. It's not the actual countries that are people that are complaining. It's the other people that are complaining in their behalf.
Yeah.
That's where it becomes a big issue.
Mm.
And I don't know what their agenda is.
You can't mention big issue because that's homeless, mate. That's the homeless.
We've all got the potential to get along with each other if everybody else stepped away. Yeah. The ones that isn't included, you've got friends and family, you've got other friends and all the rest of it. It can be any racial culture, whatever you want them to be. It's the people that complain on their behalf that's the issue. It's no us.
So, well, I've got a solution to the homelessness situation in the UK. I think the answer is to if you're homeless, get yourself on a boat, launch yourself off of Folkestone, arrive at Dover, and you'll be in a hotel room before the night's out.
Yeah. I'll keep getting called a water pikey.
Water pikey.
That's a new one. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, should have bring it to the extreme, didn't she?
Water pikey.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ. Oh, God.
If I didn't have a mouthful of wine, I'd have spat that all over my fucking camera.
Oh, God, I'll tell you what. Hold on. Let me just cancel that one a minute. I'm just trying to find a channel at the moment. There was one. Oh, God. There's a very, very good channel. He tends to pop in here every now and then in the side chat. You must know Beans on Toast, Paul.
Beans on Toast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah, from London. And he did the really good one with the, oh, God, whatchamacallit? The fuel people from London.
Oh, well,
just oil. Stop oil.
That's it, stop oil people. And he goes around the front of them and blocks. They're blocking him, and then he rides around in front of them and blocks them with his bike. And he's like, "How do you like this?" And the copper comes along and is like, "You're gonna have to move, mate, or I'm gonna nick you for obstruction." He went, "Well, are you gonna nick them?" No, they're legally allowed to protest. And it's like, what the hell, you know? One rule for one rule for another.
Sorry, I'm still going at water pikey. That's tickled me, that is. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, but you don't. Well, I was about to say you don't get much scrap out of the canal, but you probably do because everyone loves the bikes in it.
That's full of shopping trolleys, isn't it?
Yeah, she wants to go magnet fishing off those bridges. You'll probably find loads of stuff there that's been lobbed off.
Magnet
Guns,
fishing,
knives,
dead bodies,
dead things, jewellery.
Hold down guns.
Next motos.
Yeah. CB125.
Triumph trophies. Fuck it. Goddy's coming back.
Oh, BBB's gone all quiet now. Oh.
He's probably gone to find a magnet to go fishing.
That's what they say in it. What's yellow and blue and full of crap? A Lidl's bag.
Oh, don't diss Aldi and Lidl. All my Christmas presents are going to be coming from there.
So someone said, what was it the other day? He said, what's the difference between Aldi and Lidl? And someone said,
No!
Is that your terrors?
It's my little horrors. You're running from Harry.
I was trying to eat me.
Yeah, say hello to everyone. Say hello to the drunken bikers. Oh no, there's only me.
No, yet.
Not yet. 3/4 of a bottle in at the moment, so. And I'm still waiting for Phil to turn up. It's like, but he hasn't. I'm waiting for Andy to get his arse on here. He's been sat in this room all night. He's not even bothered to come in the room.
Andy, it's too cold to go down his pub, isn't it? That's
he's
what it
polishing
is.
his bike.
Yeah, well, it's probably not the only thing he's polishing.
Actually, to be fair, he's careful. He's probably trying to find out how to go on his onboard computer to erase all of his top speeds that he's been doing on his bike.
Well, he did buy a new crash app this week, so his wife's probably polishing his helmet for him.
Oh, nice. I'm going to see if I can sneak one of my Mad Old Biker stickers on his helmet without him noticing.
Off the bed, mate. I forgot. He's got 3 weekends on, hasn't he? Yeah. Exeter's here. Evening, buddy.
Hello, Exeter Rider.
Get Grey Wolf on, yeah. I did put a StreamYard link up, so if anybody wants to jump on the StreamYard link.
Aye, somebody come in and bring us some sense to this.
Yeah,
and he's just saying, I've not washed my bike for 6 months, bloody hell. I'm actually having mine done this coming Monday. I've got the valeter coming out, so we shall see on Monday how good a job he does. So Rhythmic had his done, but I'm having mine done. So we've got Valentino Glossy coming out.
Rev, wash it yourself.
I saw him riding the Booster. Is he still having problems with his sprint?
No, it's running good. He just wants to. He's lost faith in it, and you can't blame him. Every time he rides it, something goes wrong. So he's looking at a new bike, but I think he's looking at a ZZR 1400 at the moment.
Nice.
Can I just say, guys, that Mad looks is kidding on his own the phone, so he doesn't need to deal with us. Look at that. He's just kidding on. There's nobody there.
He's probably had a call from work. Oh, we've got another drug bust to do.
I just seen somebody in an S-Rad doing 132 miles per hour.
Ali's in the room. Evening, Ali. Good to see you. Welcome along. She's just popped in. White Rock just washed mine yesterday. Still looks the same. Movement bike went food bar after it. Oh, did it? So he's still got a sprinty, but it's not being a good girl to him.
Why is this sprinty still being looked at by Darren?
It got sorted out, then it burned the wiring out. But hopefully now it's all up and good, and he's got it running. So
okay,
we shall see how it goes. Anyway,
he wasn't tempted by the booster then, so he's not running around on a booster.
The booster, that was a nice bike, but as he said, with Rhythmic's height, where the top of the screen is, it blocks out the clocks.
Oh right, yeah.
And personally, I prefer the original boosters, the Mark 1 boosters, because you could just tweak them engines to the absolute maximum.
They're a lot more simple.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do it with all the electronic trickery that the new boosters got all over it.
No, it's all been Euro 5, isn't it?
Oh, let's bang some emission control on it. Let's do this. Let's do that. Easiest way, if you like noise and you like power and you like a lot of stink, go and buy Harley. What's the easiest one? Or get yourself an old car bike from the 80s.
Yeah.
But there isn't many around. The only decent ones around from that sort of year You're going to be looking at things like the XJ1300, the original CB1000s, the old Z900. I don't like the look of the new Z900 Kawasaki, but the old Z900s.
Oh, yeah. I do. The only thing they should do different is the twin pipes each side on the Z900. You can have a mod done. That's about £2.5 grand though.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's an old pipe.
Breath Bomb, you got any news on old Jim Diesel and how he's doing at all?
The last we heard of Jim, that he was still in hospital and he'd got I think is it a colostomy bag or something because his kidneys were all mashed up or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's going to have the colostomy bag for about a year. But he hasn't been on anywhere for ages, and we still message him and that, but no reply. So he's obviously having a bit of a time out. I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've been something like that. I don't you know.
Yeah, it's going to. Don't
anybody had heard anything.
Anyone for 6, isn't it? You know. It's not going to be a quick recovery.
It's obviously got a lot of internal injuries, so that's you know, the reason for the colostomy. But I think he makes the taking it both in his arms. Probably put his arms out, or that's pushed his bloody elbows up.
Well, he did say the guy hit him doing about 50 mile an hour. So if you think if they're doing 50, the other guy's doing it. That's 100 mile an hour impact.
That's wrong. Yeah. That's not the kinetics of it. I don't know. I mean, I used to be in the ambulance service. Kinetics of injury, right? If you had a brick wall, right, and you drive at 50, and you hit it at 50, yeah. If you don't get 2 brick walls hitting each other, right, that doesn't multiply up to 100. That's 2 vehicles hitting each other at 50. It's the same as hitting a brick wall at 50. So it doesn't multiply. Right. It's just the same as hitting a wall at 50, hitting 2 together, and both doing 50. That doesn't equate to hitting a wall at 100 mile an hour. It just doesn't.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So there you go.
Hey, well, there you know.
You can hit someone on your bike at 50 and someone else at 50, but you'll still be hitting a wall at 50.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's I think his mate had a couple of busted legs. Jim got broken arms because he put his arms up and he obviously the bones went that way. But it was the internal injuries. Obviously, anything slowing to a complete stop that quick is gonna mush your insides up.
I mean, it's no consolation, but I'm sure he'll be due adequate compensation to be able to adapt his lifestyle, which is ultimately what's going to be needed. Surely.
Hopefully he'll be able to make a recovery enough to ride again. So that's probably, you know.
Yeah. I'm going to bring someone else in. He's sitting quietly down the bottom. It's Exeter. Hello, buddy.
Hello, you right?
Yeah, we're good.
How you doing?
Oh, right. Good.
Just to let you know, I had a message from Jim yesterday, I think, and he is actually back home now.
Good.
I don't know anything else, but he is back home.
Oh, marvellous. Cheers for that.
No worries.
Let me just grab another vape because my one's run out. Chat away.
All
right, Exeter, how you doing, mate?
Right,
I'm okay, Paul. Thank you. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad.
Getting out on the bike still, are you?
Hey?
Getting out on the bike still?
I am. Yeah, I am an all-weather rider. I was going to actually go down to Cornwall again, but I'm waiting to find out if my friend's going to be actually around. So if I do, I will brave the elements and actually ride down there again. It was a nice ride before.
Yeah. It's going to be different now, though, isn't it? It's absolutely freezing now. So,
well, I've got my heated gloves. I've got a heated jacket. All I need is a heated seat. I wonder if I can find a way of modifying my seat for a heated seat. That's the only thing.
Don't give me ideas. You know what I'm like. I'll end up setting the lights in my garage.
Oh,
it's very, very easy to put heated seat. I've got one on the GTR, mate, and it's very, very easy to do. Take it to a seat cover. There's one in Wadden, just out the way.
I know Wadden.
Yeah, if you know where Wadden is, it's called, oh God, I know his name's Mark, but he's like a vehicle seat refinisher. What you need to do, it takes the cover off, cuts the foam out, you have a layer of foam, the heat mat, it's a gel heat mat with the wires coming out, and then he puts another layer of foam on the top and then re-stitches the seat over. The 2 wires then, you send up to a switch and just put it into your auxiliary panel on a switch live. Mine's on my switch on the left-hand side, and it warms the seat up great. I've got a low and a high setting, and that's it.
How much am I looking at for a double seat then?
Well, mine's only heated. Mine's just the pad on the front of mine, and mine was 45 quid, plus another 45 quid for the cover.
Not bad, not bad.
So he will trim your seat for about 45, 50 quid.
Doesn't it make your gonad sweat a lot, though?
I'll tell you what, the first time I tried it on the GTR, I thought I'd wet my pants.
With joy.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling because you put it on and you think, hang on a minute, and your whole bottom end just glows, literally like feels like you pissed yourself.
Oh no!
But you do get used to it. Andy has his on all the time, and he said the heat.
Well, even in the summer.
There are some cold evenings in the summer.
Yeah. But he's probably got a vibrating thing in there or something like that. He's
a massage motorcycle seat. You could be onto something there, Howie. A massaging motorcycle seat. Get on and patent that, mate. That's a fantastic.
Get the Ann Summers catalogue interested in something.
Oh no, you're moving into a different direction now. You're talking into.
Well, as you say, you can have as many electronics on your bike as you like. He was showing me all the stuff, and he was like, "Oh, this is the jog dial," and it's literally on that BMW. Everything's on the rolly wheel.
Yeah, but if I have all these electrics, I'm going to have that solar thing permanently on my windscreen of my bike to power all this shit.
Put on your top box. I can't see whether you don't have a solar panel on your top box. That would be
another idea. You want to stop coming out with these ideas?
He's clever. Yeah,
I am. I'm pretty bright when it comes to crap that you could put on your bike.
Yeah. I had a guy, I think it was yesterday or today, a guy messaged me and he said, I've got the Vosges 500, I watched your video, don't agree with you. And I went, oh, okay. Anyway, the seat's hard, it's uncomfortable to ride, it's a great bike for the money. And I went, there you go, it's a great bike for the money. Yeah. You've paid like 2 or 3 grand less than what you pay for a normal trail bike, and the only thing you're moaning about is the hard seat and the uncomfortable riding position. Well, you can alter the bars, you can move the bars backwards and forwards, or get bar risers, and just change the seat.
Yeah.
Here we go. I've got one for you for the most ostentatious add-on for a bike ever. The new BMW K1600, the GTL, has an interior light when you open the top box.
Yeah. absolutely essential when you're in those darkened laybys of an evening.
Yeah.
And if you need a new bulb and it's $2 grand. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And another
I think things like the GTR, and for some of the Harleys, and especially like the Hondas, the big end Hondas, you should have an optics. So as you're going along, you could just take your drink.
I was thinking of maybe an air fryer and a Tassimo coffee machine, but maybe that's just
coffee making machine. Yeah, especially for the Harleys, you could get something like that.
You could fit a Tassimo in your side box easy, and you just plug it into the lighter socket, and you're okay.
I've got one in my top box anyway. It's called a jet boil. I carry a litre of water, my jet boil, and an instant coffee sachet, so I can literally stop where I like, put my jet boil on, 2 minutes, I've got a fresh cup of coffee.
Well, maybe you should bring it to the
you get them when you're going along, though, Rev. You got. It's like if you start with a normal coffee on a Harley, by the time you got to your destination, the thing's a fluffy coffee, isn't it?
Exactly.
Do you actually use that a lot, Rev?
I use it once in a blue moon if I'm out on a long run and I just can't be asked to stop
buy anything.
Yeah.
Maybe the thing is, Exeter. Maybe that's why Rev Bomb's battery was knackered on his bike that time. He's powering his coffee heater.
That's probably it could be. Yeah.
It's just what it is because I don't just bring the bikes in. A lot of the other guys bring bikes in. And I tend to get in for 7. So we do 8:30 to 5:30. That's the official opening times of the garage. But I'm actually in at 7 and finish at 6. So half an hour before and a half an hour after. The idea is I get in at 7. It gives me time to turn all the computers on, get the heating on in the units, get all the doors up, put all the keys in the bikes. Now, 7:30, 7:45, I turn the bikes on and I run them all up inside the unit for 15 minutes to charge the batteries, wheel them out, park them up, turn the ignition off, and then 20 past 5:30, go out the front, put all the keys in, start all the bikes up, bring them in, let them run up for another 15 minutes to get the batteries optimum. A lot of people, what they were doing was starting the bike, bringing it in, turning it off. If you're doing that and you're eking away at that battery every day, after about 3 days, the battery goes flat.
And as you find out, it knackers your plugs.
And it knackers my plugs up as well. So, yeah, Paul knows what I'm fucking plug change, 660 quid. But then obviously we'd done it Friday and Saturday. They brought the bike straight in off the Saturday night, brought it straight in, turned it off. I went to start it Sunday morning for the ride out. Game over. And once you flatten a battery, you're never going to get it back.
Here's a conundrum for you there, Rev. I had this guy on the internet. I did a video a couple of years back about I just started my bike out in the garage because I hadn't ridden it for about a month and a half. So I thought I'd just turn it over, get the oil round in all the chambers and stuff like that. This bloke comes back and he says, "Oh, you shouldn't really do that. You know, you get condensation damage." And I've never, ever heard of a bike having condensation damage. And I always thought that whatever's in the air that's already in your engine isn't going to multiply. I know there's water in fuel. There's water through condensation against two surfaces of varying temperatures. But you don't create condensation, and I've never heard of a bike actually being damaged by when you just start it up and run it up to speed that the stack kicks over. Yeah. So have you ever had any sort of stuff that's ever come to you that's had that?
No, the only thing that we've had is we get a lot of people come in and, my bike's been stood over the winter. I've brought it in, but me oil looks very, very white and creamy in the winter.
I was just going to mention this. Yeah.
Yeah. Go and take the bike on a good 20-mile run, and it'll dissipate out. Yeah. It will dissipate the oil because water will always evaporate, and on the back of all the crankcases will have a crankcase breather, which will evaporate the water out. That's what your breather tube's for. And as long as you keep your breather tube cleaned out with a bit of brake cleaner, job done.
But this guy was insistent. Oh, you should never do that. You'll ruin your engine and
load of rubbish.
That's the internet for you. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. It's just full of absolute pan. I mean, I've been riding bikes since I was 16. I'm 62 now. I've never heard of that.
This is the problem when you go on Facebook and you ask someone's opinion, you're always going to get someone that will either say it as a joke or as a wind up because.
And then it becomes fact to some people.
And it becomes fact, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone actually said to me, he said, you're banging on every video about putting E5 fuel in the bikes. And I went, yeah, because E10 will basically knacker all your fuel lines up.
Any bike 2010 especially below is gonna do it some harm. In fact, every now and again, even if you've got a modern bike, E5 in it every couple of fill-ups would probably do you no harm. Because E5 fuel has actually got conditioners and cleaners in it, whereas E10 does not, and that's the problem.
E10 is your basic bare fuel.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I said, I can prove the point. I said, if you look at my, if you go back about 6 months ago, my last run on the ZX7R, and it's running like you can hear it because it's running like a bag of crap. And then all of a sudden, as soon as you blast it, it's all right. But as soon as I come back down to idle, you can hear the bike missing every other couple of beats. It's missing a beat.
Yeah.
We brought it in the garage, and it sat in the garage for 2 months. Someone come down to look at it. I went to start it. It wouldn't fire up, and I went, "Oh, it needs to be worked on." Blah blah blah. Let's just. Oh, we've got a couple of hours. Let's strip the carbs out. And Phil's son Taylor stripped the carbs out. And he said to me, he said, "Jesus Christ, look at your carb seals." And he literally got the rubber and he just did that and it just crumbled.
Breaks on.
And he went, "Bloody hell, what have you been putting in it? E10? I went, "No, methanol." And he went, "What did you do?" I said, "I mixed my own fuel." So I had a jerry can, 20-litre jerry can. So I put 15 litres of E5, 5 litres of methanol, but you have to put a lead additive and a molly shot booster in it to obviously eke out the methanol because the methanol will burn your rings and your pistons up really, really quick. So I said, I've got loads of boosters in it, but just the amount of methanol in there has just literally stripped all my fuel lines, it did my carb seals in, it did all my jets, it corroded all my jets up. We had to get a brand new carb rebuild kit, and that was 246 quid. Just for the fact that I tried to bang a high octane race fuel through the engine, and the bike didn't like it. Back to E5.
If I'm unlucky enough to arrive at a petrol station that doesn't have an E5 and I end up having to put E10 in, it runs like a bag of spanners until I can get some E5 in it. That's the only problem.
Yeah, E10. Yeah, E10 is demon juice.
It is.
Tractor juice. Yeah.
I wouldn't even put it in a tractor.
Yeah, no one likes burning rings, especially on a Friday night after you've had a curry.
Are we back to heated seats again?
But yeah, E5. There are only 2 petrol stations in Milton Keynes that I will fill up at. One is the local Shell where we're going to meet on Sunday, and believe it or not, the other one is Tesco.
The BP down near you that does E5.
It doesn't anymore.
Oh, does it not?
No, I pulled in the other day to get some fuel. Yeah. The one by McDonald's does. Yeah, at Brickhill. That's the Shell. That does E5. But the two in central Bletchley on the dual carriageway, I pulled in and I said to him, where's all your E5 gone? We're not selling it anymore. All the pumps are now E10. So you can only buy one lot of diesel, which is your normal. They don't even do the super diesel anymore. Your standard diesel or E10 fuel. He said, that's all we sell. And if you don't like it, go elsewhere. So I went elsewhere.
I was asked the other day, and I didn't have the answer to this, and you brainy lot will know the answer to this, but someone said to me the other day, why has there never been a diesel motorbike? And it was like, I don't know.
There has been.
Yeah.
I think it was the Germans that actually did one. They did for the war.
Was it Ural or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. They did a diesel motorbike, but it was a single cylinder, and you had to start it with a pull cord. It was like you had like a bit of string that used to wrap round it, and then like. But once it was running, it was great. But it literally was awful. It was like dunk, 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 dunk. You might as well
proper tractor.
It was a proper tractor. You might as well just sat with a road roller between your legs.
It was the first GS.
Yeah,
it's probably a GS.
A bit like my '98 BMW. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with BMWs. Actually, I'm really getting into BM at the moment.
Unless you've got enough.
Got to buy one, mate.
I am April. The thing was, we did the bike show, and I went on the Honda stand, and I've always been Kawasaki all the way. I've had Hondas through the years, but went on the Honda stand, and there's the Africa Twin. I thought, oh, right, let's go and have a sit on the Africa Twin, because it's identical to Lockwood's. Sat on it, and I went, oh, do you do demo rides? No. All right. So what does it come with? Well, this is the bare bike. Okay. If you want the top box and panniers and add-ons for the bike, it's another £2,400 on top of the 17 grand. And I'm like, seriously? He went, yeah. He said, to have the full kitted out bike, he said, you're looking at 21,995 for absolutely every extra on the Africa Twin for the DCT. And I'm like, oh, and you're not offering the demo test? No, you buy it. If you don't like it, tough, mate. And it was just
the nicest people on a Honda, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. And yet I walked onto the BMW stand, and the M1000R, the new carbon M1000Rs on there, and I'm looking at it and going,
it's nice.
Oh, this is nice. This is right. Let's go and find a GS. And there it was, the GSA 1250 triple black. So I'm looking at it, sat on it. Yeah, it's like it's identical to Andy's. I'm like, and this girl comes over. She went, oh, do you like it? I said, yeah, lovely bike. I said, if I had the money, then I would buy a BMW. I said, because it does everything that you can want. And she went, oh, you ever thought of buying one? I went, no, I've got a GTR. I said, the GTR will outrun this hands down every time and do more. I said, the only thing you can't do with the GTR is take it green laning or on country roads because it's just too heavy a bike. And she went, oh, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. Have you got your address? Yeah, what are you doing? I'll just do a quick credit check for you. She went, we can actually do you for 20 grand of credit over 4 years. And I'm like, oh, this is, now I'm getting interested.
That would have been a £5 put down and about £165 a month, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. And then she said to me, she went, oh, I said, the thing is, I've never done a ride test on one of these. I'd love to get out and do a video.
Well,
And
Wollaston will let you have a bike for a weekend.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The guy spotted me and he came over and he went, it's Rev, and you're from Milton Keynes. And I went, yeah. He said, we're from Wollaston BMW. And I went, oh, I said, what's your name? He went, Paul. And I went, oh, for Christ's sake, I talk to you every week on the phone ordering parts. How you doing, Dave? And he went, of course you are, Dave from Eclipse. And I went, yeah. I said, when are you going to let me take one of these out? He said, I'll tell you what, second week of December. He said, if you can get off on a Saturday or a Monday, come over, pick the bike up, take it for a couple of days, go out and do a video. He said, but you can't rag it. He said, because we sell our demo bikes. He said, but as long as you don't put the number plate on and you do a nice review, picking it up from us, taking it out, doing a nice little steady review of it. He said, we're quite happy for you to have the bike for a couple of days. And I went, oh. I said, I was chatting with your girl about like the prices of BMs. And he went, yeah. He said, I'll tell you what. He said, if you want to trade your GTR in, he said, I'll give you 4.5 for the GTR. And I went, GTR is not for sale. It's not going anywhere, mate. That is my bike. That is my forever bike. But would I, if I had the money, would I take a second BMW on? Yeah, I would love a 1250 GSA, but not till next year at least.
Well, next year, the new BMW
1300's out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, if they can get the computer chips, yeah.
Once you play with that whiz wheel, Rev, you're hooked, mate. That's it. You'll be.
Yeah, I was looking at Andy's and all the stuff you can literally do off that whiz wheel. It's so simple, isn't it?
Brilliant. Radio 3.
Wollaston came down to Oakley Motorcycle Club in the summer, and they had a few bikes out, and I took out the S1000R, and that was nice. And they were really quite forgiving, and like they didn't want any deposit or anything like that, so I had to do the waiver. That was £500. If I broke it, I would have to pay, but
yeah,
which is nothing, is it? On the 20 grand bike, it's nothing, is it?
It's nothing, is it, really? You know, everyone can afford 500 quid.
Yeah.
Let me just post the StreamYard link up in case Rhodey wants to come and jump in. So we're at, what are we at the moment? 9:30. We're an hour and a half in. We're good for another hour or so. But there is a lot of adventure bikes that are now coming on the market. And it's, as I said to the guys on we went on the Kawasaki stand. And I was chatting with them. I said to her, I said, fair enough, you've got the Versys. I said, but you've got nothing for the big high-spec touring machines. BMW have come out. They brought out the K1600, the K1300. You've got the R1250. What have you actually got in the market for long-distance touring? She went, oh, we've got the Versys. The Versys has been around for years, love. You know, what have you got new coming out? Have you got another GTR coming out, like the GTR 1500 or a 1400 with the H2 supercharger on it? Oh, we're not thinking of doing anything yet. Oh, we've got the new SX1, the ZX 1000. Yeah, but that's a sports bike, but it's not a touring bike. It's it's a full-on sports bike with panniers. What have you got in the? And she couldn't answer the question. She kept picking bikes out and going, oh, we've got this, we've got the, but what have you got in the Grand Tourer edition for Kawasaki? Nothing. There is nothing in the, it's all, Kawasaki is all sports bike, or Versys. There is nothing in the in-between market.
I think they're waiting. I think that they're waiting to see, what the emerging electric bike market is doing, as much as this will pain Simon. But everyone's holding off on anything new for 2024 to see what's going on, because everyone's now looking at Triumph. They had a roaring success and rave reviews of their prototype electric Triumph, which, to be honest, looks rather fantastic. And that everyone's waiting to see what's going on with that, and I think that's why.
Yeah, all the investments going into electric now, more than what we can see.
Did anyone see Tom's video the other day about the market, that they're not doing any development and that they're
Yes,
sort of
I did
biding
actually.
their
Yeah, I saw
time.
that.
Yeah, I thought he put up a quite good little video about that.
Yeah, I
and they're
agree.
not. Everybody is just you look at the high end reviewers, and everybody is just saying that electric's fantastic, electric, and we're being driven to believe that's what we should be going. But you never, the common folk are never going to be able to afford one.
No,
I mean, I know you've done
silly money.
You've done a few reviews on them, but I think electric only really works. I'm sorry if Simon's listening. Electric only really works is if you use a motorbike as a tool for getting to and from work. It's not really going to work in the big sort of like world of motorcycling where you're touring or you're going to Scotland or you're going to go around Europe on one.
No, that's right. We're a long way off of that. Yeah,
well, that's it, Howie, because if you look at a large percentage of who rides motorbikes, predominantly it's going to be aimed at the commuter market. Where in London alone, there are 3,000 moped riders doing the food deliveries. And if you think about the amount of money that they think they're going to make out of these people, because of the expanding ULEZ zone, which is coming to the M25, that's possibly the reason why. I'm no expert, but I can only surmise, what my observations are. But
Exactly. And I actually, because at the bike show, they had the Energica stand down there. And I actually went on the Energica stand. And I went, there it is. And I was showing Phil. I said, that is the Energica Ego. I said, my friend's got one of those. And the guy went, oh, we know every Energica Ego that's been sold. He said, because there were only, I think we sold 5 last year. I said, well, he had his the year before. I said, but my mate's called Mark. I said, I'm not going to tell you his surname. And he went, oh, Mark. And I went, yeah. He said, yeah, he's got 2 now. And I went, oh, right. He said, yeah, he bought 2 Egos, one for himself, one for his partner. I said, well, I took it out, and that thing out-accelerates like a Ducati Panigale. I thought it was Panigale when I first sat on it. I said, but that thing is just full-on nuts. And he went, oh, have you seen our new touring one? And I went, Bruce had that. And he went, oh, yeah, Teapot one. And I went, yeah. He said, Bruce has done a review on that touring one. It's like the off-road version. And I said, what did you think of it? And he went, he thought it was all right, but it doesn't do.
It's not a tourer, is it?
It's not a touring bike. No. Yeah.
In terms of pure economics, it's probably good for the UK manufacturing, because Maving is another UK manufacturer of electric bikes, and they obviously are, going to be pipping out these bikes, in their large numbers, purely and simply because there's going to be a few people out there that quite like the idea of putting money back into the UK economy from a UK-driven bike.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
So maybe that's the way of looking at it from that different perspective.
The issue with the Maving, whatever they call, was it Maving?
Maving,
they got the 3 kilowatt Bosch motors, and I've ridden bikes with exactly the same motors in scooters.
Yeah,
and they're not very. They're flat as a dodo. They are quite boring. And when you've only got a top speed of 40, 45 miles an hour, again, it goes into the commuter market, doesn't it? But it's as much as it made me feel like practically it made so much sense for going around Exeter. As soon as I went out on any other roads, it got totally lost.
Yeah,
and that's where I think it would limit itself really in the market.
I think the market is having to move for the people that haven't got the facility to be able to connect it up to the electrics in the garage, because the Maving, I believe, is the bike where you can actually slide the battery out, change the battery. And if you live in a flat, for example, you can carry it up to your flat and charge it and then swap over the batteries. I think going back 2 years ago when I heard about, electric bikes are going to be, the emerging thing, that's the first thing I asked myself. It would be no good for the bulk of people that haven't got a garage or they keep their bikes outside. How would you do that?
Quick one from military. He said on the other side, Damon Electric is selling out all the time. If you happen to know Diesel's Hog Vlog, Brad has actually bought himself a Damon. He's getting it, I think, 2023. He gets delivery of that. I emailed them, God, over 2 years ago and said, when are you bringing a demo version to the UK? And they said, we're looking to come to the UK in probably around about June, July of 2023. I said, well, when you do, let us know, because I would love to get out on the Damon and just black. So, and obviously I dropped Diesel's hog vlog. Brad is buying one of your bikes. We're coming over to London. We're going to probably do about 3-4 weeks in London. And I went, oh, brilliant. He said, but we're only bringing 2 demo bikes to the UK. And I went, oh. He said, and there are moto vloggers queued up to obviously try it out. But you have to buy your own insurance. You're allowed to have it for half a day. You're allowed to have it for literally 4 hours. And I went, all right, that's enough time to do a vlog. But you have to buy your own insurance for the day. £1,100 for the insurance for 4 hours.
Oh,
that's right. Takes 3 hours to charge the bastard, so you'd only be right.
Yeah.
I said to him, you know, if the insurance was a little bit less, but and he went, yeah, but think of the content for your YouTube channel. You're going to be the first one to ride it. And I went, for 1,100 quid, what am I going to make back off YouTube? Probably about 60 quid.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
If I'm lucky, yeah.
Yeah, more like 60p rev, that's back. Yeah.
Yeah. But I said to him, you know, we're all behind Peaky at the moment, so I'm saving all my money for Peaky at the moment to do his charity run for his Scottish little soldiers. And as my missus said to me the other day, she went, all this fucking money that you're spending on all your, you know, you've had a bloody drone, you've had GoPros, you've had media mods, you've gone and bought this, you've bought that. And I went, yeah, because I reinvest all my YouTube money back into the bike, because you know, I don't do it. I don't do it for the money. I do it for the love of biking. And if I can improve my quality of my videos to customers and give them that approach, you know, this is what you should buy. This is what I've got.
I got the answer to that. I got the answer to that, Rev. What you do is you go to a makeup drawer, you empty it all out, you total it all up, and that is the price of your BMW GS 1250.
And the handbags and the coats and the hats.
The GHD hair straighteners, the makeup.
We've got the new Lex Moto Diablos that have just literally come in the brand new colours, and we've got the first couple of bikes in the UK. I'm like, right, we've sold them already before they've even arrived, but I'm going to bang up 2 demo videos of the new colours. Now the only thing is, obviously, one of the bikes come, and whoever's forklifted it off the truck has bent it and caught one of the panels. So that was a phone call to Lexeter this week, uncomfortable one. Boys, I've got a broken panel. I was like, we've got no panels in the country. Well, you've got the bikes, yeah, but the panels are on the second container and they're still on the way from China. Ah, crap. They don't land till Tuesday. The bike goes out on Friday. So that's going to be a little bit full on nuts this week, just trying to... It's only a side and a footwell panel anyway, so thank God for that. But otherwise, they're gorgeous little bikes, the Diablos, but, you know... it's one of those things. We've got loads of people in. Let me just say hello to everybody. Bruce is in. Agus Whisperer is where. Sprocket Rocket's here as well. Gus is here. Hydrogen power. Yeah. That is obviously the next thing that everybody's looking at.
I think that's, I think that's a long way off, though.
Yeah,
so many different reasons, but
Damon, 40k Canadian. Yeah, the lowest one you can buy, I think it's about 20, but about 20-25, I think, for the cheapest Damon. But if you want to buy the Hypersport, it's $42,500 Canadian dollars.
But my only electric vehicle is going to have to be a mobility scooter, I'm afraid.
Yeah, 200 mile an hour, 200 mile range, and 200 brake horsepower. How about 400-mile range, and half the price? That would be
totally
the thing. Yeah.
Do any of you lot know the name Stanley Meyer?
Yeah.
He was the guy that pioneered the water-powered engine.
All right.
He was the guy
allegedly he went. He died of natural causes, but
rubbish.
It's a bit suspicious, but he actually had all the designs of a working water-powered engine. And I find
it's funny how the designs all disappeared, wasn't it?
Well, I think obviously the theory is that the people, our friends in the Emirates, might have had something to do with bumping him off, but we don't know that, do we?
Exactly. But yeah, he actually did it because the first one he did was that Volkswagen Beetle, and there is actually a video on you. And as soon as everybody posts that video, YouTube take it off.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah.
So how did that work then? How did the water turn into propulsion? Does anyone know?
He's got it's basically a water cracker. Runs an electrical power cell with a water cracker that generates the hydrogen and the oxygen. And
what's a water cracker? What's that? What is it?
It's if you basically take an anode,
try and make one.
Yeah. Back to the garage.
The easiest way to explain it: positive terminal, negative terminal. Put it in water, and if you introduce a current to it, it will crack off hydrogen and oxygen. You harness the hydrogen in one chamber, the oxygen in another. You basically use the hydrogen to power the car. The oxygen gives it extra air, and then off of that you get water. The water goes back in the chamber, so it's self-generating all the time. All it needs is a 12-volt power supply.
Yeah.
There's actually been around about 15 patents of different and varying styles of deriving power from water, of which only 2 of them, Stanley Myers being only one of them, have never seen the light of day.
But if they do that though, and they start powering vehicles, our bloody water rates will go sky high, won't they?
Yeah, you'll be going to the pump and you'll be paying £2.20 per litre of water.
No, you won't. You shouldn't piss in your tank.
Well, that's apparently
that would be banned. You can't do that.
You can send £3 to Africa and it gives them enough water for a week. So basically, you just take the bike to Africa and you will run it on £3 a week.
I was going to say, Bob Geldof is going to be pissed off, isn't he?
Bob
Oxfam.
Bob Geldof actually got pissed off at Live Aid when the road crew said something. He was he stepped out on stage at Live Aid because we did the PA on it. And he stepped up on stage and he went, and if you actually listen to the Live Aid concert, you can hear the guy shout in the background. BBC muted it on the rerun, but he goes, every time I clap my hands, an African child dies.
Bono said that.
Yeah, and one of the road crew, that was it, Bono. And one of the road crew from the back of the room went, stop fucking clapping.
You should have said every time he claps his hand, he gets another £1 million in his bank. Twat bag.
More like it.
I still
can't. Hey guys, I'm going to have to jump off.
Why does he wear those coloured glasses? Though, mind you, he is.
Mark. All right, see you, Mark.
See you, Mark. Take care, mate.
Take care.
If the manufacturers can make an equivalent to 150 horse and 600-mile range, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Well, it's funny you should say that. Funny you should say that because I've been doing a lot of reading over the last couple of months on electric batteries, and there is this theory being bandied around at the moment that all the batteries that are fitted in electric vehicles at the moment actually do have the capacity to actually do more than the 200 miles that they state they can do. They're only limited by the software. So what they're doing is they're waiting for them to become more mainstream, and then suddenly it's going to be like Windows software. You're going to have to upgrade, and obviously that's going to be at a cost. And then oddly enough, miraculously, your Tesla that can only do 280 miles will suddenly be able to do 1,000.
Yeah, they do it with everything, don't they? Mobile phones, the whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, you buy a mobile phone and you're going to get 100% charge of your battery, and it will last maybe all day with reasonable usage. And after about a year, with all the software updates, it decrements down to 78%, 60% or whatever, but that's down to the software telling the battery to
decharge. Use more power. Yeah. That's what Apple got done for.
New app to get yourself, or the new add-on to get yourself another 100 mile of an hour range.
Well, Apple were caught out for doing that, weren't they?
Well, they were indeed, yeah.
Yeah. Danny's just said, all eyes on me, Danny Amir. Any new motorbikes in the store? The only thing I've got at the moment is a couple of gear bikes, You can't get scooters in the UK at the moment for love or money, and it's the same across all the dealers. It's just We're waiting on ECUs coming out of China. So all the bikes, all the Titans, Diablos, Apollos, all the new Hondas, like the Forzas. People are screaming out for Forzas. You cannot buy a Forza in the UK for love or money unless it's a second-hand one. And it's just an ECU shortage across the entire market. So it's not just the Chinese bikes, it's the Japanese bikes as well.
It's a right mess, isn't it? It really is.
It is a mess at the moment. And I blame the Russians, all this Ukraine, because all the chips come out of Ukraine. So Ukraine supplies China. You'd thought, Silicon Valley in America, one of the biggest chip companies on the planet, and yet the Americans can't even make chips either. So everything's coming out of Ukraine at the moment. There's, same with lithium. There's not enough lithium to make all these batteries, And
lithium is mined in the Ukraine as well, and parts of Russia, isn't it?
Yeah. So and if you see how they actually mine lithium, it's basically strip mining, and it's going to cause so much hassle. So I think the thing to go is going to be hydrogen. We're not going to have petrol around forever, but go hydrogen.
Well, I think you've actually stumbled on the answer as to why Russia wants the Ukraine.
Exactly. Yeah. For all the electric, if Ukraine is the only place in the world that's got lithium, why are the Russians trying to get into Ukraine? Because another conspiracy theory.
Not so much a conspiracy theory. It's a case of what we, the general public, get told, because we only get certain stuff from the news. They only tell us what they want us to know. That's always been the way.
I've got a stinking cold on the way, I think so. That would be from laying on my back in the middle of the yard in the pouring rain, trying to do stuff this afternoon. And then everyone said to me, "Why don't you get a kneeling mat? I've been laid on a black bag all day." And I'm like, all right, you can buy a kneeling mat for £7. And I'm like, oh, great. Thanks, boys, for telling me.
Maybe you should get a solar-powered heating kneeling mat.
I need one of these heated jackets that everyone keeps going on about for their bikes.
I've got heated gloves.
Yeah, little battery in the pocket, heated like little thermal vest or something.
There was an advert that had like a heated cushion. You press the thing on it. It keeps coming up on YouTube. This little, and you press it. And I thought, that'd be great. I really need one of them. I just sit by the radiator. It'd be bloody.
Here we are. 90,000 miles you have to drive in a petrol car to produce the same amount of CO2 it takes to make an electric car. Exactly. Yeah.
That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah. I thought it was 70, but whatever. Yeah.
And whatever happened to, because the big thing, 5 years ago was this biodiesel, and you can make it from oilseed rape.
Yeah.
How much oilseed rape do you see around your farming communities?
Well, I was actually working on a farm in the summer. Only 2 of the fields out of 12 had oilseed rape. It's not something you actually notice until the springtime, and you're driving along and you see the fields of yellow. There's quite a bit, but England isn't one of the biggest producers of oilseed rape.
That's what I was on about. The Keys heated body warmer. That's the thing, yeah. With a little battery you put in the pocket, yeah. Best thing ever. I should have to have a look at one of those.
I'm sure Boat and Biker Bird is taking commission off all this shit,
She keeps advertising. Redlock. How is Jim Diesel doing? Exeter, fill her in again. Go on.
Yeah, Jim's out of hospital. He sent me a message yesterday. I sent him one last week. Asking how he was, but yeah, he's out of hospital at home. That's all I know. I don't know how he's getting on really, but that's all I can tell you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long road to recovery. It's not going to be a quick thing for him.
No, I'm guessing from the message that I got that he's in good spirits, which is the main thing. That's what I was concerned about, really, because it can knock your whole life into upside down, can't it? Not being able to ride, stuck in hospital, and the issues that it causes your family and all that. So, but I guess he's in good spirits as far as it goes.
The thing is, no one likes to obviously talk compo, but the maximum for something like that, massive trauma injury, the maximum the government will give is 450,000.
Yeah, but that's why he takes out a private prosecution against the driver. That's what he'll be advised to do.
Yeah, friend. I've done this story a few times, so if you haven't heard it, a friend of mine rides a Kawasaki Z1000. His wife's got an identical bike. Coming back from Northampton, Paul knows the Lumber Tubs turning. He was coming across the roundabout, and the next thing he knew, he was on the other side of the road, on his back, thinking, "What the hell's just hit me?" You know, I've been hit by something. He's laying there, looks up to see this guy undoing his trousers, taking the belt off his trousers. "Don't worry, mate, we've got you." Thinking, what the hell's he doing undoing his trousers? To wrap the belt round his leg and pull the belt up tight. And he said to this guy, "Get me a tyre lever or a stick or a spanner so I can tie this belt up," and tourniquet his leg with a tyre lever. And the guy said to him, "Do not look down." And he looked down to see his leg was missing from below the knee. She hit him that hard from the left-hand side. His leg was still attached. The bottom half from the knee down was still attached to the bike. Horrible, his wife literally threw her new Z1000 down the road. She just stopped, threw the bike down and run to him. They paid out for the two bikes. He lives in a house and he's an IT engineer. So he drives over all around the country doing IT. So he's now had to move to a bungalow, working from home. Still got his job. The company kept him, but said you can do everything from online. You're gonna have to work from home on a computer. He bought a Can-Am, one of these freewheel bikes. They awarded him 450,000, and he went, Is that all I get? He said, I'm in my 40s. I've got another 20 years worth of work, and you're awarding me that pitiful sum. And the judge said it's the maximum we can do unless you take a private prosecution. But it's a life-changing thing. And he said, yeah, but I'm on nearly 50 grand a year. He said, that doesn't even equivalent to what, I've got 20 years worth of work. I'm in with like the millions here. Well, that's all we can give you. All right. So he's working. He's now got prosthetic legs, so he carries it in a shotgun. He's got a shotgun holster on the side of his bike, but he puts his leg in. He said, every time I go down the road, he said, if I see a bloke or woman on their phone in the car, I pull my leg out and bang on the window with my leg and go, "You caused this." It's a great thing. But he said, if you were offered, someone said to you, £450,000, or you can have your life back, what would you choose? And he went, the money's not everything. I'd rather have my leg back and have a normal life earning 50 grand a year. He said, the money's not everything, but and the stupid woman was on her phone at the time. And all she got was 6 points and a £1,000 fine for dangerous driving.
Oh, that's not good.
They should have a phone ban. If you cause an accident and you were on your phone, your phone company should ban you from using a mobile phone. So you don't get any of the other phone companies allow you to get signed up to anything like that. You just do not. And if you get found using a mobile after you've caused someone's injury, again, you get another fine on top of that. That's why I don't feel that strongly about it.
It would be a nice idea, Howie. But
be enforcing it is a bit of a.
Enforcing these things is just nigh on impossible. I mean, the police go out as it is in these HGV unmarked lorries going out catching lorry drivers that do all this, and they might pull over, say, 50 a day. But nobody seems to be getting the message, because every day you see, as you know, you're on the road, and you'll always see someone pissing about with their phone, and you can tell what they're doing, because even when they're at lights, you just see them looking down because the phone's on their lap or between their legs on the seat.
Well, if you look at Andy's one, school crossing, because he came to me at the garage because I gave him my spare road mount, because he wanted another one for his new crash helmet and he couldn't get one. I said, well, I've got a spare one here. Come and have mine and just replace it in 3 weeks. And he said, I'll scoot over the garage. Going back towards Hemel, opposite guys on the opposite side of the road, outside of school, builder's van on his phone. And you can clearly see, and he's sitting on the right-hand lane of the road, on instantly oncoming traffic. And Andy's like, look at you, blah, blah, blah. Andy's done a video at bell end of the week or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and he's messaged the building company, and they're not even interested. So I've emailed them today, and I'm like, right, okay, fine, fair enough. If that's the way you want to be, I take mobile phones in a car or in a van very seriously if you're a biker. So I said to him, all right, if you either reprimand your driver and you let me know what you're doing, or I'm going to start putting reviews with the link all over your Trustpilot, Google reviews. I'll take it to town. Andy's like, no, they're not interested. Bloody right, they'll be interested when I start firing a few emails.
Yeah, it sounds like me, Rev. As soon as I get a bee in my bonnet, that's it. I'm going to get you no matter what, one way or another.
Yeah.
How's he doing with that road clip? Is it working for old Andy?
Yeah, it's working great. My crash helmet's actually at the garage, but that mount, it's got a little push clip on it.
Click on it, yeah.
And as long as you drill out, put a drill and drill out the bottom of the road mic, it actually sits in really good. So I think it was you that did it, Howie.
Yeah, that's me.
We've copied what you've done. So
I know.
It works.
Bloody inventor again, see?
Yeah, it works.
BMW
great.
has a good point there. Sorry, Rev.
Go on.
BMW has a good point down there. I smell a lot of that as well. I've had that a few times where I've gone by and thought, God, it's a bit smelly around here and there. There they are, smoking away.
We had.
Where are you from? The BMW GS Black. Where are you from? Because it's funny you should say that. He's just put a comment on there. The amount of times I go past cars and I can smell weed in the car.
Yeah.
we actually had. I'm going back a couple of years ago to where we were doing MOTs. And one of our MOT testers, he said to me, Jesus Christ, he said, I can't bring that car in. I went, why? He said, it's making me feel sick. And I went, what do you mean? He said, it stinks. It's like a really musky smell and it makes me feel sick. And I went, all right, I'll bring the car in. And I went, all right, I'll bring it in for MOT. But the first thing we do is bring it up onto the ramp for emissions and then bring it into the bay, onto the four-poster to lift
it. flew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got in it, brought it in. I'm like, cool, Jesus God. I got out. I'm like, whoa, bloody hell.
Start giggling. Yeah.
And I said to him, I was joking. I said, do us a favour. And he went, what's that? I went, go and order some Domino's pizza.
You got the nibbles.
I think I got the nibbles.
Got the munchies.
I lifted the armrest. In the armrest is a bag. And I'm like, boom. Okay.
That's an instant fail, isn't it, for an MOT?
Yeah.
When you can, you're in your glove box.
Depends if it goes missing. Yeah.
What did you do about this bag of stuff? This vegetable matter that I believe to be cannabis, officer.
Yeah, but I said to Phil about it. He went, just leave it in there. But we knew who the guy was, and he comes to us quite a lot for stuff. But then one of the guys, the following, I think it was about 4 months later, he brought his BMW in. Where's your locking wheel nut? Oh, it's in the glove box. All right. He's opened the glove box. There's half a dozen packets of white powder, and he went, I'm not going in there. And I went, why is that? He went, there's like white. I went, oh, it's just sugar. Don't worry, just take the. Here we are, locking wheel.
I'm not hearing this. I'm fucking not hearing this.
But he got done about 6 months ago for dealing.
Oh, good. The moral of the story is don't be an idiot and take your car full of drugs to an MOT station. What a twat.
Exactly. Yeah, but
it's like Gary Glitter's bloody computer, isn't it? He took. How did you get on with yours? Did they find any porn in yours, mate?
No. The only thing on mine is all just bloody YouTube and music.
Yeah, I just picked mine up today. I brought this new Dell and it had about 2 weeks and it died on me. And I just managed to pick it up today. So another reason for coming on tonight was making sure that the live stream and the Streamlab orbs and that sort of stuff was still working.
Well, I knackered my computer.
I got a new mic as well, so I thought
I upgraded to Windows 11, and I wished I hadn't now because it's knackered my computer.
We've got because obviously my old big computer
it's going to get a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. My big computer in the garage died the death about 4 weeks ago, and Phil's just bought me a new 27-inch all-in-one PC, but it's got Windows 11 on it.
Is it an Acer?
Oh, it's an Acer. Yeah.
Oh God, it's the same as mine.
Yeah, it's like a telly with 2 little prongs at the bottom, and you press the button in the middle at the bottom, and it all lights up. And but it doesn't. When we use a software called Motorsoft, I've actually got Motorsoft on this computer at home, so I can work from home on my computer. But on Windows 11, every time you go to do something, is your cat blind?
No, he's just stupid with wet paws.
It's only got one eye. Oh, hang on, I'm looking at the back of it.
Stupid cat.
But this thing, Windows 11, every time you go into a new screen, you have to keep refreshing the Chrome because it just fractals up. You get like basically the original HTML stuff.
Yeah, that's because it can't handle Windows 11 and you can't go back to 10, so you're knackered.
Yeah, exactly. You have to keep refreshing every time.
Yeah, that's the problem I got, and I've got to get a new PC now. I've just spanked £1,000 for nothing.
The thing is, on this one, I've got 2 lots of Chrome. So I've got the original Chrome that I don't use very often, but I've got AVG Chrome, which has got all the passwords already locked into AVG. So as soon as I click a page, it automatically puts the password in and gets me straight to the site.
Yeah.
But AVG Chrome is so much faster. And when I did a speed rating against one, the original Chrome runs at 72%. AVG Chrome runs at 94%. And I actually StreamYard in AVG Chrome. So I don't know what AVG have done with their software, but it's bloody fast.
Yeah.
And I still prefer my old laptop. I've got an old laptop that's still got Windows 98 on it. And it keeps saying upgrade to. No, ignore upgrade. I'm happy with Windows 98 on that one. Paul's frozen. No, he hasn't. Where you gone, Paul? Oh, he's muted. Right, how are we doing? 10:07, so 2 hours in. Where are we? Just like Wheelies, there's a time and a place. Exactly, yeah. Need to wash my windows. Brilliant. What's Paul up to? Is he chatting with his missus? Or everyone's on mute at the moment, are we?
Yeah, he's just. I know they've gone quiet, haven't they? It's all gone. It's past the bedtime, and it's 10 o'clock.
That's all right. I just saw Exeter sit down. I thought that's not a bloody Star Trek top because he looks like Captain Picard with that.
You know what? It's funny you should say that.
I've been called worse.
But I wasn't old enough to say that.
And if
Captain Picard, that's great.
If you haven't seen the clip, it's like everyone said to me, "Have you not? Yeah." It was like, helm, walk one, engage. Every time I do the GTR walk run, I use the Star Trek logo thing now. I actually had YouTube demonetize it and sent me a strike and said, you can't use this. It's a clip from Star Trek, the original generation. I went, and I actually replied, I went, under MCPS copyright law, it's section 761. All you've got to remember is section 761, 7.6.1. Samples are allowed to be 10 seconds or less. My sample is 7.6 seconds. I suggest you take the copyright strike off and go back to them and tell them this. And I'm actually allowed to use that clip.
I want to know how everyone gets away with using the SpongeBob.
10 seconds later.
Yeah, how do you get away with using them? Is that because they're so short then?
It's because it's less than 10 seconds.
Right.
So MCPS is the Mechanical Copyright Protection Society, which covers audio, video, or spoken word. So I could use Prince Charles going, oh, it's a right royal part, and you know it's Prince Charles, or the Queen going, oh, I bless you. As long as the sample is less than 10 seconds, you are legally entitled to use a sample.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reports on that, Rev. I know what you're talking about there, but I think I don't know. I looked into it a little while ago, but I thought that apparently it is still. I mean, if you played a track of, I don't know, bloody Madonna or whatever, even for 8 seconds, I think they can still get you. So whether the songs are different, I don't know. That's my opinion, but yeah.
It needs to be less than 10 seconds, and it has to be a recurring loop.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
So yeah, if it's because what is it? There's loads. There's I think about 4 or 5 tracks out at the moment. David Guetta is very, very clever for sampling. And he's done, I think, one with BB Rex, I'm blue and and he's got the girl to sing the lyrics over top. I'm good and I'm feeling all right and I'm having the best freaking time of my life. But the sample he's got is ba-na-nee, na-na-na-na-na, and he's looped it. So it's literally a 5-second clip, and everybody knows it's the blues song because that sample is distinct. But he's got away with it, and he hasn't got to pay any commission to Blue for that sample. It's his song, which I think is wrong.
Still copying, isn't it? But...
Yeah, it's like if you took like the first 5 seconds. Well, I'm going down in the end of Lonely Street, the Heartbreak Hotel. It's 5 seconds, but everyone instantly knows it's Elvis, and then you go and rap over the top of Elvis. You're going to have his company all over you, and you can basically turn around and go, no, sorry, the sample's 5 seconds long. I've remastered the song.
Well, look at all the legal upheaval there was when you had that song coming out, Blurred Lines, when...
Right, Gus.
Yeah.
When the family... Whose was the original track that they thought that was taken off? But it was the family of the artist.
Yeah.
Even after he was dead, took out... a civil suit, and they actually won. And I listened to it, and I didn't actually think it sounded anything like what they said.
No, I didn't either.
I didn't really see any similarities, but that's happened a few times.
Yeah, and then you had like the Ed Sheeran one, where he ripped off Mac, and you can blatantly tell he's ripped off Matt Cardle's song.
But did he not get away with that?
Yeah, he didn't get away with it. No, because Matt Cardle's company. They actually timed it, and it was 11.5 seconds.
Oh, wasn't Matt Cardle one of those X Factor?
It was the X Factor. We actually went to see him at the Stables, which is it's a local venue that's it's owned by Cleo Lane. It used to be owned by Cleo Lane and Johnny Dankworth. Johnny Dankworth's obviously passed on.
Yeah, I've been there.
Now my missus is a huge Matt Cardle fan. And I went, all right, we'll come along. I sat bored shitless for the first hour. It was all right. But I said to her, she went, it's not really for you. And I went, no, not unless he plays something decent. His second from last song, and he come out and he started doing covers. And I'm like, all right, I'm getting into this. And then he played the first 4 bars, and then he sung the first 2. Hello, hello. Is there anybody out there? And I'm like, hello. I'm sat on the edge of the balcony looking at him thinking, and she went, what? I went, if this is Pink Floyd, then I'm fucking staying for the...
Oh, nice one.
And he did Comfortably Numb, and it's the best version of Comfortably Numb I have ever heard.
Oh, wow.
Guitar solo for an X Factor star, but during the interval, the missus is sat there. I said, I'm going to go out and have a beer. I'm pissed off with this. I can't. So I'm stood at the bar having a beer, and this guy's next to me went, what do you reckon of the concert? I went, yeah, he's all right. Nothing to go talk home about. I said, but brought the missus. I said, she's a huge Matt Cardle fan. I said, I'm going to go and look at probably get her a T-shirt or something. Turn round and see it's fucking Matt Cardle stood next to me. And he said to me, and he went, I'll do your poster, which is up there in the corner, to Mel, all my love, Matt Cardle. And he said to me, I normally charge for him. He gave me a free poster.
Rev, if it's your poster, we're not going to judge you, mate.
Yeah, I stopped putting stuff on my bedroom wall, but if that's what you want to do,
whatever
give the guy his credit. He was so down to earth. He's such a nice guy to talk to.
I always thought Leona Lewis.
I said to him, he said to me, "What are you into?" And I went, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Fleetwood Mac, all the old stuff, you know, a little bit of heavy rock, Foo Fighters and that. I said, but I like a lot of 70s classic rock, especially stuff like Fleetwood Mac and Pink Floyd.
Yeah, Fleetwood
Mac. For him to come
awesome.
out and play Comfortably Numb, and I'm like, yes, credit to the guy. Yeah, you know, he really blasted that home. Quick one here. If Bowie played his instruments live, now we could all use it for backing tracks. And no, you're not singing. Oh, he's going to get the guitar out. There we go. We'll have to have a solo one weekend because I've got mine in the loft as well.
I've got my guitar upstairs. Shall I go and get it? We'll have a little.
Oh, is that the time? Oh, goodness.
Oh, just remember the dental appointment.
Okay, what are we singing? Here we go. Break it down. It's class, though, isn't it? I wish I could do that.
Everyone else has naked living posters, record that card and lock.
Anywhere we go, days when the rain came.
Oh, yeah.
That's enough.
Down in the hollow, playing a new game.
Go on, Paul. Go on the next line.
Howie, I thought we were going to have a bit of Hotel California.
Yeah, go on.
I'll tell you what I've got.
You have to put the Kleppo on for Hotel California.
On darkness and highway.
I don't usually show my instruments.
Oh, he's got a Gretsch. Hey.
Oh,
there we are. Exeter, go grab a few saucepans and you can go on the drums.
Yeah, who's gonna play tambourine?
I don't even think I could do that, Howie.
Here comes the main electric. I'm not plugging anything in.
You're going to tell me it's a Fender Strat, aren't you?
Of course it is.
That's
yeah.
Yeah, original. That's the 70s one, I think.
Don't just put it back on the bloody wall. You got to play it.
Nah, people are asleep in the house. I can't do that.
Well,
oh my God, Howie, you are amazing. Yeah, I know.
I've got a Jackson upstairs.
You should see me around a motorbike too.
Have you been to the guitar shop in Exeter, Howie?
What, the new one?
Manson's, I think it's called.
Yeah, there's one there's one down your way called the Guitar Exchange. But I'll tell you a really good guitar shop you want to have a look at, and that's called, I think it's called something like the Fuel Station in Taunton, or the Red. I'll find it and I'll put it up. I'll let you know. But there's a guy that does it, and he deals with nothing but 70s electric guitars.
All right.
He's pretty bloody good with all the kit that he's got. Loads of stuff. Lots of eye candy down there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing since I was about 14.
Tell you what, we'll have to hook up a Friday, and we can all do a jam night or something.
Yeah. Do you want a bit of Pink Floyd?
Oh, go on. Yeah.
A bit of Pink.
Go on. Why not? There's only how many we got watching? There's only 14 watching. 14 watching, and here we go. 14 watching and 17 thumbs up.
I always get that bit buggered up. Join in on the chorus, don't Oh, how I wish you were queer.
No, if you did Freebird, the only bit of Freebird would be all right.
If I leave here tomorrow, would you
still remember me? There we go. Lighters in the air, boys.
That's talent now, isn't it?
I'll I'll be vapor.
I could do that.
It's through music that I've been able to afford to buy my motorbikes.
Yeah, I used to do so many jam nights. My Jackson, I'm going to dig my Jackson out next week. I haven't played since I was about, in my 30s, so that's going back a bit.
Cool, that's years.
We used to play in a rock band called Stack, and we had this Grim Reaper that used to hang above the drummer, and the smoke machine used to come out of its mouth on the drummer. And one night, the roadie forgot to put the bolt in the bottom of what we used to call the Stack Man. It was like the Evil Eddie. He's drumming away, and the Stack Man collapsed on the drummer, and he's carried on drumming with this thing on his back. It was the highlight of the show.
Right,
if I could live my life again. Sorry,
I'm going to go. I'm going to say good night and let you carry on.
It wasn't my playing that's made you give up as much.
It's because you stopped playing. I'm going now. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a safe weekend.
Paul.
And I'll see you.
Take care, Howie. Thanks for coming in, mate. Enjoy the weekend. John Dyer McLean. Yeah, not enough people have heard me doing Simon. Yeah, go and watch John. He did a bloody good job, actually.
I did that Simon's karaoke thing. I think I did Brown Sugar for that.
Yeah, John Dyer McLean did Dignity. It was like, yeah, good song. Bloody good Scottish song, that. BBB, I'll watch it after this. People watched it. I've got so much material in my watch list that I've got to go and watch at the moment, and it's absolutely nuts. Everybody's like, normally this time of year it starts slowing down. Obviously during COVID, when everyone was stuck inside, we were bashing out material every other day because people were all sat at home watching the computers because there was nothing else to do. But obviously everyone back to work now, but people are still knocking out the same amount of content every week.
Yeah.
And obviously with me, my content's starting to drop off because being on the spanners every day now, because we haven't got a bike mechanic and I've had to step up and obviously take it on, I'm not getting the chance to get out and do the vlogs that I normally do, like the new rides and everything. The only thing I normally do is like my Super Sausage run on a Sunday or the odd quick YouTube short. My Halfords battery, we had, I banged it up on TikTok. We had a guy come in and he'd, I need an MOT, but my battery's playing up. Well, scoot to Halfords, get your battery put in. And they literally undone it half a turn, pulled the battery out, must have wrenched the battery out to change it, slid the other one under, but didn't put the back of the battery in. So they bolted it under the front, the bolt plate, but the back end of the battery's flapping around. Right. Yeah. It's not a fail. It's an actual advise insecure battery, but not likely to become detached or catch the bonnet. So it's just an advice. And I said to him, it failed on a couple of other things. I said, while you're there, I'll do your battery for you. And it was a case of 10mm spanner at the bottom, bit of plus gas on it, give it 10 minutes and just whack it off with a socket. And got my snap-on wrench on it and undone it. Took the bolt out, slid the battery under the back. The bolt actually lines up with the front of the battery. So when you drop the battery in, the bolt goes in, the plate goes down. And I put the video, I'm thinking, Halford, right, I'm gonna have a dig at Halfords. This is how about Halford shouldn't. 320,000 views I've had, and the crap that I've had. Well, you shouldn't have took your car to Halfords. I should have said this is a customer's car. Everyone I've had to reply to is saying customer's car, customer's car, customer's car, customer's car. Oh, I wouldn't go to Halfords. I wouldn't do. And one guy actually said to me, he said, "Well, I'm a manager at Halfords." He said, "We basically use level 2 or level 3 trainees to do stuff at Halfords because that's how they get the experience." But obviously we're going to take this into account. Do you know where he went to? I said, I'm not going to name the store, but you need to obviously train your mechanics up or your technicians to do a proper job. If they can't do it, go and ask for advice instead of shirking off the job. But off the back of the TikTok, I've gained 1,000 subscribers off of TikTok, and I'm like, oh, this is the stuff I need to be doing now.
All right, you want to go and try Walmart and then maybe PC World. And try and go through all the main dealerships. And each time you get another 1,000 subs there, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's like Phil says to me in the garage, because he said to me, we've got 2 bikes in for prep, and and we've got a guy that comes in and builds our bikes at the weekend. And I said to him, I was doing like my PDI, what I call my PDI and bolt check and my final QC before I go and ride the bike. And I'm like, bloody rubber grommets that should be in the clips, and they're not. They're just left flapping around on the cables. And I went, it's just attention to detail. And he went, yeah, but you're just fussy. I said, I'm not fussy at all. I'm precise at what I do.
Absolutely.
You either do 100% job or go off down the road because we don't want you in the garage. I said, but the kid, give the kid his due. He's only, I think, 18. He needs some training. So I've written on the board, this is what you need to do. And I've written out basically a bullet point thing, everything to check on a bike. And I'm not going to have a go at him tomorrow. This is what you need to do. This is the rules you need to follow.
Yeah.
It's training because
you've got to wake them up. The kids. I was the same when I was young, and the way I was trained was really quite harshly, really. But you end up being one of the best out there. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Aim for perfection. They'll do a good job. That's the way to do it.
And as I always say, it's on my website. There's no points for second place. Always aim to be first.
I'm always quite patient with people. I mean, like today, I picked this computer up. It's been in repair. I had it, and it went back. I didn't even have it 2 weeks. And the guy was actually looking for it. He was getting everything wrong. He was looking in the wrong places for my computer. I said, it's a big box. Oh, was it a laptop? He goes, I said, no, it's a desktop. Oh, I've been looking for a laptop. But it was so obvious this guy was a new starter. But you got to be a little bit sort of,
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand you're probably new at this, and it's probably your first couple of weeks or whatever.
Because we're the adults now, aren't we? So you can know what they're up against.
Yeah. But, and it's kind of like, if you... Probably you're kind of right that he does need some sort of baptism of fire to get himself stood up to do it.
I had one today. We had an assault in. The guys had it, I think, about 3-4 months. But the bike was hunting, so it sit at idle 3,000 back to tick over 3,000 back, and I'm like, this thing is bugging the hell out of me. Went on diagnostics, absolutely nothing. Right, first thing, it's going to be throttle position sensor because that's what adjusts the idle on the bike. Change the throttle position sensor, nothing. Change the idle air control valve. Well, there's only one bit left in it. It's the bloody injector. It's got to be the injector. So I've changed. That is it. It's the only 3 bits in the electronic carb that you can change out.
Hell's on Two Wheels has said, "Can you have the link?"
I've just chucked it up for him. So
right. Anyway, I'm gonna shoot off because I haven't seen my wife for a week, and she's just
cheers for coming in, Howie.
I was going to shoot off then, but now you beat me to it.
Oh,
so
no, you can shoot off with me if you want. If we leave at the same time, we'll get a little bit suspicious there.
Well, we'll get Hells in. We'll do.
You get Hells in and talk, and then me and Exeter will probably go off. And
I'm off to Somerset.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. As I say, I changed everything up on this carb, and I'm sitting thinking there isn't anything else I can do. Right, and then Phil said to me, right, let's just start scoping the electrics on the bike. And obviously, I'm not up to the stage where I do diagnostics or serious electric. Start scoping it, and he went, look at this. And he scoped the coil, the feed on the coil, and you can see the interference on it and on this oscilloscope. And he went, have you got a spare coil? I said, I've always got a spare coil kicking around. I've got about 5 or 6 in my scrap box. Pulled one out, we changed the coil. The bike runs absolutely fine. Just a bad coil breakdown, but it could be in the lead, it could be in the plug cap, it could be in the coil. And I went, do I rob any part? He went, no, literally throw that whole coil in the bin, just use the new one. And it was all down to one bad coil, and I'd gone and changed all the bits in the car. He said, yeah, but you've done your routine. Fuel, air, spark, tappets, then electrics.
Yeah.
Just give him a new bike. Right, anyway, I'm gone. Okay.
All right, cheers, Howie.
Cheers, Howie. See you soon, buddy. I think Hells might come on. He's about there somewhere. We'll give it 5 minutes anyway. What are you up to this weekend, Exeter?
I'm not up to a lot, to be honest. I need to get out filming again because I'm running behind a bit at the moment. So, probably editing, to be honest with you. Quite a bit to edit. So,
Oh, he's here. He's here and not here. He will be in a minute.
He's nearly here.
He's nearly here. He's a bit like the poltergeist, yeah.
What's happened to Simon tonight then? Is he?
He's on the picket line. He's not having a good time of it at the moment. So he was on last Friday, but obviously he's been out on the picket lines, obviously backing his boys up and looking after them. Yeah. But he was saying there was 45 redundancies down at his depot. But Grant actually posted a link in the. Are you on our Motovlog UK thing? Drop me an Instagram DM or a Facebook DM with your phone number. I'll add you into the UK Motovlog.
Okay. Thank you.
Because everybody chats in there. Is a little bit of banter at times. They do take the piss out of each other. There's a lot of me on
Good.
There. Yeah. They're all having to dig at me with me starting my bike with clucking chickens and Pakistanis going. But we take the mick out of each other. But he was saying the senior manager gets 64 grand a year. And what he was saying is now anybody that pickets is going to have to pay for that time off on the picket line out of their annual holiday.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, which I think is really out of order. But obviously Simon being the union rep, he's behind his lads and saying, we crack on, boys, we're going to keep picketing. But I think it is starting to affect Simon being at like the area manager or leader or something. So
yeah, it's difficult because he's going to be having people going to him saying, I need to go back to work. I need the money now. Younger people with families and all that. It's
exactly
a difficult position.
But when they're making 45 of their older staff redundant to bring in foreign young blood that are at a lower pay, you can see why people are starting to pick it about, and say, my job is on the line, and it's a little bit out of order, It's a quick one. Is it me or just does Hells look like joking Phoenix? Oh, bless him. Oh, he's disappeared again. Right, I'm going to start to wind up Exeter.
Yeah, wrap it, mate, because I've got to shoot.
Because obviously I've got to be back in the garage for 6 a.m, mate.
Okay, no worries.
I just have a great weekend anyway. Thanks.
Yeah, and you too. And thanks to everybody in the side chat as well. Yeah. Oh, Bandit Man's here. Hello, Bandit.
Drop me your phone number in the DMs, and I'll add you on the UK Motovlog list and introduce you, and everyone can chat to you then as well. All right, thanks everybody if you are on the side chat, thanks for everybody for coming in. As always, been a great Friday night. If you're out riding this weekend, have yourself a good one. Don't forget, check out this guy, Exeter Rider on YouTube. Go and check his channel out. But as always, from RB, be well, ride safe, and from always, it's a big goodbye from me. Take care. Cheers, Exeter.